Hey y'all, sprinkle, sprinkle. How are y'all this morning? Oh my gosh. Here we go. Got to get the lighting together. All right, so I'm not on my usual webcam. I'm on this thing that's built into my computer. But how are y'all? I appreciate y'all being here. Okay, so we're going to be talking about what are we talking about? Narcissists look for doormats. So many people have been asking me, how do you deal with a narcissist? If you're dealing with a narcissist, it's because they think you're a victim or a doormat. You're already playing your role. You're already their chosen victim. You're already their chosen victim. And I tell people, like, I compare the narcissist to a vampire. How do you battle a vampire? What tools do you need? What can you do to make them, man, either become a vampire or get away? Become a narcissist yourself or act like a narcissist yourself or get away from them because they only want you for one reason. If they could create and make a victim out of you or a doormat out of you, that's the only reason they want you. So why are you even there if you're not going to become one yourself? Why are you hanging around vampires if you don't want to be a vampire yourself? You want to be a victim? You want to continue to let them drain you of your energy and your value and your self-worth because you don't understand the situation? Somebody said vervain. Okay, I see y'all Vampire Diaries in the house. Hold on, I gotta go plug up my computer. It came unplugged, y'all. Y'all can see my little background. How y'all doing? Plus, I gotta go wrap my water. Okay. Yeah, y'all. Oh, sorry, y'all. So, if y'all are gonna become a vampire yourself, get away from vampires. It makes no sense. Either you learn from them, become one of them, and become a better one, or get away. There's no dealing with them. Either you become one or you get away. Either you're the main character of this movie or you're not. Only people that deal with them are looking to be victims. You thrive on being a victim. You thrive on trauma dump to other people. You thrive on being treated a certain way because you confuse it with love. Oh, he's just concerned. Oh, he just wants to make me better. Oh, he's just trying to make the relationship better. No, he's not. He's just trying to make you the doormat and the victim because he's the vampire. He's the narcissist. If you're not one yourself, you're the victim. Understand? So, if we look at it from this perspective, it makes perfect sense, right? If you're gonna deal with a narcissist, if you're married to a narcissist, if you are dating a narcissist, become one yourself or be their victim. Okay? And believe me, nobody wants to hear about your trauma dump about your narcissist. Either go ahead and become one yourself. You're hanging out with vampires, become one yourself because nobody wants to hear about all your stuff, okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You said how to spot one, though? They got sharp teeth. No, just kidding. If they're trying to make you into a doormat, that's how you spot them. They're not all about you. That's how you spot them. Okay? And y'all keep trying to play fair in an unfair world. If you don't treat yourself like the main character and that everything is about you and that you're the priority, they're going to get the assumption that it's all about them. So if you don't make it all about you in the beginning, they're going to make it all about them. That's what happens. Think about it. In every relationship you've probably had, if you didn't make it all about yourself, they're going to make it all about themselves. So who's going to make it about who? Get in there first and get as the main character in the beginning of the relationship. Be selfish. Make sure that they know you got them high standards and be about yourself and be the main character of that relationship. If not, they're going to take it upon themselves to become that to you if they are or have narcissistic tendencies. So you got to beat them to the punch, darling. Got to beat them to the punch. How to make it about you? Have main character energy from the start. You know, have them high standards. You only date providers. These are my boundaries. I'm out if you don't follow these, standards or these boundaries. I'm out. You don't give them second chances unless they pay. You do exactly what I tell y'all to do, basically. Okay? Because think about this. Some of y'all are in narcissistic relationships. Could you imagine me being in a relationship with a narcissist and how that conversation would go? Think about it. What would I tell them? How would I react to their actions? What would I do? Okay. How would I flip the script and get paid? Either you become one and a better one at that, or you get away from them. And then in the next relationship, you become the main character, you have the highest standards, and you don't deal with someone who can't meet them. Because either you're going to be a doormat, or you're going to be the main character. And if you're a doormat, that's what narcissists are looking for, because they need someone else to put down, to blame. And if you're not that type of person that they can't take advantage of, then they're going to bypass you in a certain, and find another victim. So be the main character of your own life. Stop dealing with people just because you think you're supposed to be nice. No, you're supposed to be respected, and you're supposed to get this money. What if it's a narcissistic family member? Ignore them. Okay. Be busy. Ignore them. Be done. And whenever you come in contact with them, ask them for something that they can't do, and then say, well, I got to go figure this out and find another way. Okay. The faster you get them out of your face, the better. Don't try to fix anything with the narcissist. Never try to fix it. That's the problem with a lot of women. Y'all be trying to fix stuff. Okay. Stop trying to fix it. Let it be and get your money. Put him right where he needs to be. Continue to collect the money if you're in a relationship with somebody. Because you know what? A lot of times y'all don't realize that you can literally distract a narcissist very easily by giving them something to do or a project. Okay. Just agree with them to shut them up, and then have a major thing that you're trying to do. Well, I can't talk right now because I have to do this, this, and that for you. Lie and say it's for you, even though it ain't. Okay. So in the process of dealing with a narcissist, you're going to become a better narcissist. Why? Because iron sharpens iron. And when you realize it and they realize it, then they literally become the doormat. And you get the upper hand on it. Okay. So if you're dealing with a narcissist, you have to become a better one. If you're dealing with a group of vampires or a vampire, you got to become a vampire. Okay. There's no getting around it. If you want to deal with them, if not, just get away from them. You don't have to worry about them. But some of y'all are already in relationships. Some of y'all are adamant about being with this person, even though they're narcissistic. Well, you're going to have to be a better one. Exactly. And see, some of y'all are still young, and y'all still don't fully understand that eventually in life, you're going to run into people. They may change. They may have been the sweetest person in the beginning, but maybe they turn into a narcissist, and now you don't know what to do. You know what I mean? Just like in the vampire movies, your best friend gets bit, and now all of a sudden they're a narcissist, and you're like, oh my gosh, what do I do? You know, you become a better one. You said the world is turning you into the narcissist. Exactly. So like I said, never play fair in an unfair world. Y'all are out here trying to figure out how the victims are out here. The doormats and the victims are out here trying to figure out how to outsmart a narcissist. That's the problem. Get away from them. They're only there because of who you are. You know what I'm saying? They can't deal with other narcissistic people because they can't manipulate them. So they target victims. And if you're a victim trying to figure out how to deal with them, then you're even more dumb because you're the victim. You don't understand. You're trying to fix them. You're trying to figure out how to deal with them when your very presence is all that they need. Okay? Because you're trying to play fair in an unfair world, and they see it. And that's what they like about you, because you'll never get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, they think that morals and playing fair is going to get them somewhere. Well, let's just see how far they get. Let's see when they'll wake up. Let's treat them like this. Why? Because they think playing fair in an unfair world is going to eventually work. And when they finish, trying to play fair and they see that it never works, then they're going to blame me, the narcissist. But what I really did is teach them a lesson, not to play fair in an unfair world. So they're going to get a knowledge out of this anyway. This is how they're going to justify treating you the way you are getting treated. They're teaching you. They're going to say, oh, well, I'm teaching them because they're literally clueless in this real world. I'm teaching them that the world is unfair. I'm teaching them that if they don't stand up for themselves and do this and do that, then this is what's going to happen to them. A lot of time, narcissistic people will justify their actions because you're dumb and a doormat and stupid and they're trying to wake you up. A lot of times that's what they're going to do. And the longer you let them do it, the longer they can get away from it, the longer they can thrive and profit off of your energy, your dumbness, your naivete, your inexperience. That's what they're going to do. You see? And when you finally get up enough knowledge, get up enough self-esteem, get up enough confidence to look at the world as for what it is instead of what they told you it was, then that's what you're going to wake up and understand, that this person was literally teaching you how the real world is. And you're going to get up and say, you know what? I was so stupid playing fair in an unfair world. This is not elementary school. This is not junior high school anymore. This is literally the real world. And people are going to take advantage of you if you're stupid and dumb enough to allow it. That's it. Okay? You're sitting here looking for true love and fairy tales. Well, ma'am, go back and read your books. You're sitting here thinking this is a fair world. Or, ma'am, go back to elementary school where everyone shares and treats each other kind and, uses their words. Go ahead and go back there because this ain't it. You said you hate that we got to do this? Okay. Well, people want to control you in certain environments like schools and homes. So they're going to teach you how to be fair, how to do this, how to share, how to use your words. But in the real world, ain't nobody out here governing any of that. Ain't nobody out here governing that. You enter at your own risk in a relationship with a person. There's no rules. Use your word, unless y'all are going to stay in couples therapy every single week and use the therapist as a moderator in your life. Who wants to do that? And whoever's paying the therapist, they're going to side with them anyway. So it's still unfair and biased. So what are you going to do? Stop playing fair in an unfair world. Understand this. You said keep it the therapist pay. Exactly. And then, if you do go to couples therapy or whatever, they're just going to say, well, our relationship has issues because we have to be in couples therapy every day. Because they're going to even use that against you because you don't understand that you're playing fair in an unfair world. So narcissists literally look for doormats who are very naive, think that the world is a Disney movie, or think that everything is fair. And so They use the morals that society set up in order for other people to win versus the people that are literally trying to play fair and follow rules. So it's literally that. And when you get older, as you get older and more mature and you've had more experience, you can recognize a narcissistic person by how dumb and naive that they assume that you are. That's why I always tell y'all to play dumb. You want to spot a narcissist a mile away? Act dumb. Play dumb. See what they try to, how they try to manipulate you based on your dumbness or your inexperience or your naivete. You'll gather a lot of information from someone if they think you're dumb. You'll gather a lot of information on how they treat you, how they see you, what they're going to try to, pull over your eyes. You're going to see a lot of it. That's why I tell y'all, play dumb. Don't really be dumb, though. And then you can decide, do you want to deal with this person or not? But a lot of women go into relationships or go on dates with, oh, this is going to be the one. Oh, he's the perfect man. Oh, my man. Oh, this. Oh, that. He really likes me. No. This is going to be my Prince Charming. No. This is how you need to go into dates. I am the main character. They must like me 10 times more. And my standards are going to stay high. If they can't reach them, it's not a match. That's how you avoid narcissists. Okay? By loving yourself and having the highest of standards and going into everything with a goal instead of rose-colored glasses. Okay? Now, it's nice to have rose-colored glasses about other things, but not relationships where you don't know the person and you don't know their intentions. You can have rose-colored glasses when it comes to starting a business, having a career, other things that you are more in control of. But for random strangers that you're just meeting, or for a man you're getting into a relationship with who has their own personal intentions, you can't go in there like that. It's like chess, not checkers. And you must go in with the advantage. If you're going to be dealing with any man or in any relationship, you must go in with an advantage because you're playing in an unfair world and they already have an advantage. So you need a bigger advantage to make it even somewhat close to fair. You know what I mean? And since women have discovered this, their advantage is, okay, well, you got to like me times 10 and you got to be spending money and you got to be a provider. That's our advantage. Our beauty is our currency. Our advantages are our high standards and our ability to say yes or no and to choose the correct target. That's our advantage in this world. And we need to use it because the world is not fair. And the faster women realize this, the more you can get, the better treatment you can get, and the better lifestyle you can get. A lot of y'all be trying to play fair in a world that's made against you. Get your money, have your standards. You'll never have to deal with a narcissist again. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sure, what will they do if doormats and victims wake up? What if there's no one anymore? What would they do? Okay. If you love yourself, you're going to wake up fast. If you love that man more than you love yourself, you're never going to wake up. If you value your opinion and your thoughts more than another person's, you're going to wake up. Okay? If you become the main character of your own life instead of allowing that person to be the main character of your life, you're going to wake up. Okay. So you got to be the main character of your life and make other people the extras. That's when you'll wake up. If you can't do that, you're going to stay as the doormat, as the victim. You're always going to be trying to fix something. You're always going to be set up as the victim, and people are going to have advantages over you if you don't wake up understanding who you are as the main character. Okay, narcissistic people are the main characters of their lives, but they may choose to take advantage of someone who hasn't realized they're the main character of their own life. They're going to use your inexperience, your naivete, until you wake up, until you figure it out, because they can profit off of it. Okay. And until you realize you can't fix it until you fix yourself, you're going to continue to be their doormat and their victim until you wake up. And they're, like I said in a few minutes ago, they're going to justify it with that you're dumb. You don't know any better. It's your fault. It's your fault for not knowing that the world is not fair. It's your fault for knowing that you're supposed to be the main character of your own life. It's your fault for letting me do this to you. They're going to blame you. And then you're going to say, oh my God, it is my fault. But once you say it's your fault, then you're taking accountability for it. And then you can wake up even further and understand what's happening. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I should have been the main character in my own life and loved myself more than some dude. I should have been having the highest of standards instead of dealing with this dust. You're going to figure it out. But you got to take responsibility first and understand that you chose to deal with someone and play fair in an unfair world. And now you know that you can't do that anymore, ever. So the next time you get into a relationship, you're not going to repeat that pattern. Because if you're a pattern repeater, the same thing is going to happen to you in the next relationship. Okay, so this is also going to teach you to break those patterns and those cycles. If you're smart, you can learn a lot from a narcissist person. Instead of continuously being the victim, not taking accountability for your part as the doormat. Okay, it goes both ways. If you're in a relationship with a narcissist person, half of it is your fault. It literally is, because you're a doormat. You're allowing them to treat you that way because you're trying to fix it. You can't fix anything that's supposed to be your lesson, or you're trying to play fair, like I said, and the world ain't fair. So until you realize that, you're going to continuously deal with narcissistic people around you. And like, the whole thing should not be against narcissists. It's the whole thing should be for you to wake up. Because once you're awake, they can't play with you anymore. You said, can you use a narcissist, or are they too smart? If you're smarter than them, you wouldn't be their victim. Okay. So yes, because they'll just be a normal person at that point. You get it? If a narcissistic person cannot take advantage of you, they're not even narcissistic to you. You won't even describe them as a narcissist because you're not on the victim level anymore. You get it? They'll just be a normal person in this world that understands that the world ain't fair. That's all that they'll be. There are some people that you will talk to that you describe as a normal, average type of person, but a younger, dumber person who's a doormat and is the victim may describe them as a narcissist. You know, so you might have one person says, oh, that's a narcissist, and another person will say, oh no, that's just such and such. They're cool. Because y'all are on different mental levels as whoever they're dealing with and taking advantage of. Because they're not going to try to take advantage of you because you're on their same level. You know the game. You know the world is unfair. You know when people are gaslighting you. You know this, you know that. So they can't do it to you. They're just a normal person. But to a young person or an experienced person, they're very much a narcissist to that person because that person is their victim. Okay. So got to get smarter, and you got to understand the world ain't fair, and you can't fix anything unless you fix yourself. And you got to take accountability for you thinking it's okay to play fair in an unfair world. He said 2 years now, and he said he's not spending. It's not easy to spend money. He can't get engaged. Okay, you can't get engaged until you save up for a wedding. What, 2 years? He said, girls, why are you dating potential? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Do you love him enough to stay with him in his struggle? Do you think he's going to marry you after he makes all the money that he wants to make? Is it going to be enough to get you what you want? I don't believe in dealing with people based on potential. Either you got it or you don't. Okay. But that's just me. So as far as narcissistic behavior is concerned about dating somebody that can't afford your marriage yet, you know this, right? You understand that he can't afford marriage yet. In your mind, you understand this. So if you marry that man and he starts to be upset at you because you want more, if he starts to tell you no, if he starts to do all this stuff, it's your fault. It's your fault because you know what you're getting ready to get into. You know he can't afford you. So understand. You don't marry for potential. If you're going to just turn around and call him this and call him that when he told you he ain't got it. You became prey to this and you learned valuable lessons from it. Your video helped a lot. I'm doing so much better now. Thank you, Miss Siren. Wailing, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes, we got to learn. We got to start to take accountability for what you're trying to do. You're trying to force a man that can't afford nothing to marry you so he can turn around and blame you for everything that goes wrong. And then you're going to turn right back around and call him a narcissist because you think the world is fair. You think he's going to be magically turned into, Prince Charming and get this money. And even if he does get some money, is he going to even look at you the same? Men date different types of women once they get a certain type of money. You understand? So it's literally going to be your fault if you try to force someone to do something and they ain't got it. And they're going to turn around and blame you. Well, you made me get married at a young age. Well, you made me do this and knew I couldn't afford it. Well, everything is your fault. I could have been greater than what I am. It's your fault, because you couldn't handle losing me you didn't have the self-esteem to go find somebody with what you already wanted. A lot of times women make themselves the victim in a narcissistic relationship because they are too insecure to go out and get something better. They just want what they already are used to. They don't want to level up. They want to be Barbara the Builder. And then once that man realizes that they don't even want that woman after they've been built up, then now that the dude is narcissist. Okay, stop trying to push young men that can't afford marriage into marriage. Go get you an old man that already got it. Who's going to lavish you with everything you want? Who's going to treat you the way that you want to be treated now? So a lot of times the woman also forces people, especially their men, to become narcissistic, because without that woman putting on that pressure and whatever on some man after knowing him for 2 years and knowing he's still broke. No, that man said he broke. You only been with him 2 years. Back up. Go find a man that already got it. You can't turn him into that man over there. You can't turn him into that. Just go get that one. A lot of women don't think that they can pull a man of means. And so they try to make their dusty or their potential become the man of means. But then once that man becomes a man of means, he might not want you anymore. It may blame you for slowing him down on getting them means. I've seen it happen. Okay. I've seen it. And it ends in it ends very sadly. So stop pressuring these young guys that ain't got no money to want to deal with you long term. Go get somebody that wants you now and can do for you now. Y'all women will definitely be a pick Misha for somebody and then turn around and call them a narcissist in 2 seconds. Don't do it. Okay, if you have the highest of standards, if you treat yourself like the main character of your life, you're not going to be looking around at some man that don't got two pennies to rub together to marry you. You're not going to be doing that because you love yourself too much. Okay, leave high school love in high school. Leave college love in high school unless that man already got what you want. All right. In the real world, it always comes down to if somebody can afford this lifestyle or not. Stop creating narcissistic behavior with pick-me-ship behavior. Because some of y'all create these narcissists because y'all are such pick-me-ships. And that's the truth. We create our own morals. It doesn't matter what's morals. As long as they're legal morals, that's great. You know what I'm saying? As long as your morals are within the law, create your own morals. Because a lot of times y'all are following other people's morals that aren't working for you. What if they ask for more attention like you are right now? Then give attention to someone else. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your reality is a reflection of your mind. That's exactly right, Davina. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If a man has to ask and beg for your attention, they're not doing something right and there's a problem. Okay? Women naturally give men attention that deserve it. If they don't deserve it, they don't get it. Okay. Is it wrong to compliment on his looks when he sends a selfie? Compliment his outfit before you compliment his physical appearance. Like, oh, nice jacket. Nice this, nice that. All right. You said narcissists seek validation. You know why narcissists also seek validation is because they know they can get it from pick-me-ship. But they don't need it, but they know they can feed off of it and get it. You know what I mean? Thank you, Sirens Wailing. Suggestion for women feeling stuck, right in chat GP what your narc has done and ask it to remind you when you feel weak. You have chat GPT and she remote. Y'all are funny. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Miss Sirens Wailing. I appreciate that. Also, how narcissists choose people that are eager to please. So if you keep attracting narcissistic men, it's because you're too eager to please. You're too eager to want to please. That is one of the things that narcissistic men look for. This woman is eager to please. That means she'll blame herself if I'm not pleased because she's so eager to. When you are a people-pleasing, eager to please woman, you're a target for narcissistic men. If you're not easy to please, if you got them high standards, narcissistic men aren't going to want to make you their victim. They might want to make you their wife, but they're not going to make you their victim. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. They treat you how you treat yourself. If you are a pick-me-ship, people pleaser, constantly looking for validation from other people, they know that's your weakness and they're going to use it against you. And guess what? You're going to then become their victim. Then you're going to be telling everybody that you have a narcissist man. But instead of taking charge of your own life, saying, I'm a people pleaser, my weakness is not getting validation, and I stay with this man because he plays on my weaknesses, and I'm too stupid to wake up and become the main character of my own life. That's what a lot of women haven't realized yet. And when y'all figure it out, y'all never deal with a narcissistic person again because you will never meet one. Thank you, Jade. How about men that try to isolate you? Okay. Men can't isolate someone who's going to do what they want to do, who have their own standards, their own life. Narcissistic men pick people pleasers, which means if they ask you not to go see somebody, not to go visit someone, to cancel your plans, and you do it, that's because you're a people pleaser. You see, that's why they pick them. So If someone says, oh, well, you need to cancel your plans, or I don't like your friend, well, then don't be their friend. But I like them and I'm going to do what I want. Deal with it or don't. You see what I'm saying? Well, I want to move far, far away from everybody and just live out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, well, have fun. Send me a postcard. You get it? They can't isolate you unless you're a people pleaser, unless you go along with what they want, unless you don't have a voice of your own, unless you're not the main character of your own life. They will isolate you because you will allow them to, because you're too busy trying to get, validation from them, because that's your weakness. So if you want to never meet a narcissistic man again, main character energy all the way. And stop looking for validation and stop being a people pleaser. You will never, ever meet a narcissistic person ever again in your life. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all dealing with it because y'all dealing with yourselves. You know the word narcissist? Narcissist is from the god Narcisse, who is looking in his own reflection. You're looking literally at your reflection of your, not your true reflection. You're looking at who you are. A doormat, people pleasing, looking for validation, pick me shit. That's what you're looking at. That's why y'all calling him a narcissist, because you're looking at your own reflection and falling in love. Okay, that's what pygmies do. You left your narcissistic provider and asked if he was going to pay my credit card bill this month. He said yes. What now? So I could get more. Don't say nothing. Just make sure it's paid. And after it's paid, tell him you can pay the next month too. All right, grow, become the main character. Thank you, Heba. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Shira, what do you think about plastic surgery to level up? Yeah, I don't know. If you can afford it and you think you really, really need it, great. I think mothers, though, especially mothers of young children, need to think twice before they do that, because anything could happen. How to ask for money from a man when they want attention? Make sure they're paying for it, paying for attention. Have an obstacle in your way for them to get the attention, and the only thing that can remove that obstacle is for them to give you money. All right. So whatever it is, oh, I can't do this until I get this much money to solve this problem. And then I'm all yours. Then you tell them, oh, then I can give you all the attention in the world. But first, this problem needs to be solved. They'll solve it if they want that attention. Thank you, Lena. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He said he was trying to make you mad and asked if I still wanted to go on a date. I didn't reply, not wasting any more time. Nope, just send him a Cash App request. Like, we're past the date now. Now you got to pay for my attention. Okay. He tried to make you mad. He still want to go on a date. Just send him the Cash App request. Problem solved. Treat people how you want to be treated. Okay. You want to be treated with respect? Great. Respect yourself first, and then treat them like they treated you. They treated you like an option. They treated you like you're disposable. Well, they have to pay to get back in. Okay. Send them that Cash App request. And don't text nothing else. When they put in the money, then you can talk to them. All right. You said narcissists are so cheap. Well, you would know because you're dealing with them. Don't deal with nobody cheap. You will never deal with a narcissist, right? Some of them aren't cheap. But if you accept the cheapness, that's what you're going to continue to deal with. Stop accepting cheapness. Real men gonna step up to women and get her name and identifications. No money because y'all going for a can of chili. What? I don't even know what this means. Who out here eating canned meat? I don't know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all, that must be a dusty term. I don't know. Thank you though. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Cash App request works. I don't reply till he sends it. Exactly. Like, if a man can get you to reply for free, no. They're gonna think, oh, she's talking to me now. I'm on the way back in. Okay, no. it's a different situation when they pay to get back in. The power has flipped. Get it? Narcissists only look for doormats and pick Mishas and people pleasers and people that need validation, because that's the perfect combination. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, is there any movie character which you could be of main character energy? Anyone that gets what they want. Okay? It doesn't even matter the movie character. Just whoever is the main movie character and is thriving and winning. You know? That's how you need to picture yourself. We're not getting ready to do no extra stuff. This is our movie. We're the main character. Everybody else is an extra or a supporting role. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Anyway, let me make sure I'm not ignoring the Cash App people, because I might ask, what is this? Sorry if I am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, you feel like you working 2 jobs is making you seem masculine, but I have to mention, because of how tight your schedule is, how to fix. Then don't tell people you're working. Tell them you're doing something else. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Laura. Early days with generous gentleman. Sugar daddy, 27 years older. He's totally obsessed with you and has feelings. And I find it hard to detach. You're getting feelings for him too. Well, okay, as long as you're being provided for, as long as he likes you way more, you can like him a little bit, okay? Until he proves himself worthy, until you have everything you want and need to feel comfortable in every way with that person. You know what I'm saying? Use your feelings and your emotions like currency. You don't invest in something unless it's highly profitable. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. So it's okay to have a little feelings if they have a lot of feelings and are definitely secure you 100%, but never have more feelings for them than they have for you. Always keep that 10 to 1. Okay? 10 to 1. That's it. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, never tell a man you got 2 jobs. Always just say you're busy with other things. All right. Let me tell y'all why. If this man said, oh, she's a hard worker, she's a hustler, that's the kind of woman I want to pay half my bills. I mean, you see how they're going to start viewing you? So you never tell them you have 2 jobs. Thank you, Fatima. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Your boyfriend is jobless, but he texts you every day. I wouldn't be calling him my boyfriend. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You need to be texting some employment agencies. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What if he says he's going to leave if you cheat? Then how's he going to find out, ma'am? Is he gonna be wasting his time obsessing over you and what you're doing? Wonderful. He's creating an emotional attachment to you because he fears losing you. So now play your cards. Ask for stuff. Should you leave him blocked or unblocked and send a cash request? Unblock him and send a cash request. If you don't send it within a certain amount of time, block him again. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, so if a man thinks that you're going to cheat and says, I'm going to leave you if you cheat, he's already very emotionally attached to you and feeling possessive over you. So this is, you got the upper hand. So now you can ask for what you want. It's like, oh my gosh. Or you can tell him what you expect at this point. Well, why would I ever cheat on you when you 100% provide for me and give me everything that I want and need and make sure that A, B, C, and D, and I can use your credit card at any time and da, da, da. Why would I want to cheat on that? That's the dream. So he'll continuously do all those things or do those things if he's not doing them already. If he don't want you to cheat, you got the upper hand. If he's talking like that, get money from it. Get special treatment from it. Get more out of it. Thank you, Avon. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How to bring your boyfriend back, provider, boyfriend obsessed with his before girl. You can't. Obviously, you got to move on and get somebody with more money so he can now become obsessed with you. Okay. Most people want something that they can't have. If they can't have you, that's when they become obsessed. All right. Then you probably won't want them back. But if you do, you have had to have already moved on and with somebody seemingly better, because most people want what they can't have. If he wanted his old girlfriend, he would have still been with her. You were obviously the rebound and he's still not over her. So you need to go find you a man. So then you can become the one he let get away. So he'll start chasing you again. Even if it's not a real relationship with whoever you're with, even if it's just a friend, you know, if he obviously can't get his ex back, he's going to start focusing on you. All right. Or you can just sit there and take it. But remember, if you're playing fair in an unfair world, you might lose. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Men know that they deserve to be cheated on and they are stupid. They aren't stupid. I think it's more of an ego thing. A man's ego is crushed and they feel possessive over their woman. Even if they ain't paying no bills. That's the stupidest thing you ever heard, right? That's how you know it's in their nature to be providers. If they feel like they own you or possess you or feel like, you know, their ego is bruised when you cheat on them, that means they're supposed to be providing for you 100%. That feeling isn't validated if they ain't doing nothing for you. You're not even theirs. They can't even afford you. So how can they even claim you? That should go to show you right there that it's natural for men to want to be a provider. Okay, he covered rent last month but disappeared when it came up again. Now he's checking in. We were never officially dating. He's one of four. I'm honestly turned off. Should I invoice or just move on? Invoice first. If he doesn't pay, move on. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You're only there for the money. He knows it. If he's tired of it, then, you know, replace him with another one on the roster and add another one to the roster. Okay, thoughts on 25 and 51-year-old. He's generous. Okay, it's better than, in my opinion, it's better than dating a 25-year-old who's asking you for money. Now, the age difference is literally up to you, but I would rather date someone older that has something for me than someone my age or younger that's asking me for something. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, what if he says, if you cheat, he will stay? LOL. Then great, wonderful. All right, again, win-win. All right. Is it okay to be friends with men our age? As long as they're still paying when you're going out with them. If you're going to a restaurant or you're hanging out with a guy your own age and you walk in there with him, he needs to pay for whatever it is. Like if it's dinner, if it's lunch, if it's coffee or whatever, he still needs to pay. Because it looks like you're together and it looks like you're a pick-me-sha if you reach in your wallet. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So from the outside, it still looks like you're a pick-me-sha and it looks like a date. So yeah, they still got to pay. Because like if you're out with a man your age and you're reaching in your wallet and a potential provider is looking at you, oh, she doesn't know her value. She's digging in her wallet with a dusty. Oh no. I'm not going to approach that. You know what I mean? Thank you, Norma. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for the super sticker. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, what are foods to avoid as a leveled up woman? Like when you go out to eat at a restaurant, anything that's considered ratchet. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. I mean, you could eat it in private or like when you're hanging out with your friends or family, but like when you're out in a restaurant, at a bougie restaurant, don't order nothing ratchet. Okay, that's all. You can still enjoy whatever food you like, just when you're out on dates, try to steer away from the ratchet foods. Okay. I say ratchet foods, y'all know what I mean. I ain't got to go into detail. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all can type some in the comments for people to see. Okay, they'll get the gist of it. Because some people just don't know. They literally don't know. No one ever told them. Just type it in there. Y'all will figure it out. Okay. You know what's even worse? If a man invites you out on a date and he suggests you the ratchet food because he thinks that's what you're going to order anyway, that's even worse. Oh, you look like you like this or that. You got to go in there classy and bougie. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. You said that's even worse. He judging exactly. Oh, you look like you eat such and such. Thank you, Gabriella. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm, you said racist guys do that a lot. Okay, a guy said he's on a budget and can spend only $30 on me when we meet. So I told him that I am afraid of poor people due to ongoing crime. He stopped texting. Was I too harsh? No, I think that was perfect. It's something probably I would have said. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hilarious. You know, my daughter that's in high school that doesn't have a job, she told me the same thing when it came to my birthday. She said, Mom, I don't have a job. I'm only, this old, and I know it's your birthday, but I only have $30 to spend on your gift. My child told me that. Okay. So I told her, okay, don't worry about it. I'll make it work. I'll pick out a gift that's under $30. But that was my child that I gave birth to and raised, not a grown, able-bodied man. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What to do if he is extremely sexy and I am too, but I get a bit nervous. Oh, that's a good question. Um, doesn't that cancel each other out? Like, in my opinion, if two very attractive people are together, it just cancels it all out. Like, y'all aren't even attractive anymore to each other because y'all are both attractive. Doesn't that cancel everything out? Like, y'all are just normal now. In my opinion, it cancels it out. If there's two very attractive people together, it just cancels everything out. They're just going to treat you like blah. Now, if you look better, then treat yourself like you look better. Thank you, Brent. Sprinkle, sprinkle. 23. Okay, you're 23. You're gay. You want marriage. You're treated like an option, not a prize. Yet I know I am an amazing partner. Don't want hookups or older. What to do? Ooh, become straight. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I'm not trying to convert you, but if you're 23 and you're gay, you're still young. People are going to see you as a target, as a person that's naive, that doesn't know any better, that's looking for validation. Like I said earlier in this video, they're going to look at you like a victim and they're going to use you. They're going to cheat on you because you're so young and inexperienced. If you want to be treated accordingly, you got to have the highest of standards when it comes to dealing with men. That means you will not date or show interest or even be flattered by any man that's not reaching them standards first and foremost. That means you're going to have to be real clear. I don't date people unless they fully provide. I don't date people unless they already have this much money. You're going to have to literally be like that in order to get what you're looking for. Because a lot of times, especially, with guys your age in the gay community, they're just going to say, oh, well, he'll give in eventually. Oh, well, he has needs and da, da, da. No, you got to be like, no, this is what I want. And if I can't have it, don't bother me. Don't talk to me. And then that's how you become the prize, because people want what they cannot have. People want what is unreachable. Goals. Okay. So if you ever run into a man that's close to your age that, okay, well, he's not for the streets. Okay, well, nobody can just get after him. So if I, get into a relationship with that person, he's not going to cheat as easily. He's not going to be swayed as easily. He's not going to be looking around at other men. So then your value goes up as a man to someone your own age who is looking for the same thing. Y'all have to be looking for the same thing. Not everybody is looking for the same thing at the same time. So it's going to be harder for you to find that at your age with someone your own age with money who's willing to be also faithful with you. I did a video on this, or I touched on this subject a while back when I said lover girls. I was saying lover girls need to be only dealing with lover guys. That means guys that are looking for love, guys that are looking for the same thing. Because a lot of times these men aren't looking for what you're looking for. That's why your standards have to stay high. You can't bend them until someone else says, okay, well, I'm looking for the exact same thing. And I value and appreciate that. And I will invest into it because it's so hard to find. That's what you're going to have to do. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle, thank you. What's the safest place for him to send you money? And Cash App. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Cash App. That's the easiest way. You have Cash App, get a Cash App. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, okay, I'm taking note. That's right. You got to be exactly what they are looking for with no doubt, and they will pay for it. It's kind of like, let's say you were looking for something very rare and you can't just find it anywhere. And maybe you spot it in an antique shop and it's priced really high, but you'll never find another one like that again, or it's very hard to find. You're going to pay for it because it's rare, and it's exactly what you want and that you've been looking for it. So you will pay the price. But you got to represent. Like, nobody can say nothing different. You got to be authentic about it. Thank you, Nikki. He always pays for your expensive dinner dates. How do I get him to pay for more? I want a vacation trip paid for. Start talking about where you want to go on vacation and see if he offers. You know what I mean? That's the only thing you need to be talking about until he offers to pay. Don't talk about anything else. Keep going right back to the subject of vacation and where you want to go, where you want to visit until he offers to pay for it. If he doesn't, if he keeps taking you out to dinner and he's not offering to take you on vacation or pay for vacation after about 2 or 3 more dinners, just file his phone number under free food. Okay, because that's all he is. It's free food, baby. Some old men are lonely and they just want a pretty lady to sit across the table from and chew food with. Okay, if that's all you are to him, make sure you save that number under free food and go find another one. This doctor has been trying to talk to you, but he doesn't send you money. He lives in California, but he's coming to NYC. Should I entertain him? Not unless he's trying to give you some money. Most guys who feel like, okay, well, I'm a doctor, I could do this, I could pull any type of woman. You need to also set him straight. Just because his title is doctor doesn't mean he doesn't need to send money. You know what I mean? Tell him you need some money. It's like, well, I thought you were a doctor. Are you still in debt? Are you still paying student loans? Are you on a budget? You insult his ego by telling him something like that about, okay, can you even afford to date? He's going to go ahead and do it because doctors have the biggest ego. All right. So just insult him financially and see if he'll go ahead and give you some money. Leaving after 4-year married, need finances. He wants this to work. What do I do while I wait? Huh? If he wants it to work, then tell him what he needs to do. Get another job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you want him to have more money and he wants it to work, then he needs to go work another job. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There's the answer. I don't know if that was the question because it was kind of chopped. But, tell him to go get a second job if he wants a second chance. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, so we were talking about narcissists look for doormats earlier. They sure do. They look for people-pleasing, pick-Misha, doormat, looking outside of self for validation type women. And that's how a narcissist finds their victims. That's why when y'all ask me, have I ever met a narcissist? I tell y'all no, because I've never met a narcissist. If y'all have met a narcissist man, it's because you are a doormat. You look for validation outside of yourself and you're a people pleaser. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, fresh from a nap says, who looks to y'all to be validated? You? You. Your narcissistic men avoid narcissistic women because they can't win with them. Exactly. A narcissistic woman is much worse than a narcissistic man. A narcissistic woman will have a narcissistic man going cray-cray, going crazy. Okay? You can't beat them. So, it doesn't work for them. It does not work. You're a narcissistic woman. If a narcissistic man try to date you, they're going to have to yield to you. They're going to have to be the victim of it. Because women are much better at being narcissistic than men. Thank you, Avin. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You always attract men obsessed with other women, even though I'm pretty and doctor. Why? Because you're a doctor. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Miss Avin. Let me tell you why. Avin, I don't know if you're a woman or a guy, because, you're a doctor. They can never impress you. I'm sorry. And I'm not downing you for being a doctor. That's great. That's like a very big accomplishment. But they can never impress you like they can impress other women who are not doctors. That's one of the reasons. You're going to need to find a doctor or a surgeon or a millionaire or a billionaire that's not impressed by your title. Okay? You need to find someone with more who don't care that you're a doctor. Otherwise, that's what you're always going to attract. Because at the end of the day, men have big egos. And if they don't have more than you, or they think that they're smarter than you, or, you know, your money is chump change or your career is not that important compared to theirs, they're always going to feel that way. And they're going to go look for a woman. They're going to go look for a woman that is impressed by what they're doing. And they're going to be obsessed with a woman who makes them feel more masculine and like they can impress them and whatever. Okay. It's sad, but you're going to have to date someone with more money or a higher ranking. Hi, should I go about getting money from men if I'm not looking to settle yet? Still very young. What did you do before wanting marriage? I still got money. You know why? Because time is money. If you're going to be spending time with people and they're not beneficial to you in any way, it's a waste of time. Okay? Because think about this. If you're not dating someone that can provide or do things for you that you can't do for yourself, why are you even with them? And how are they going to treat you if you don't require anything of them? It's not just about needing the money or wanting the money. It's about the respect that comes with being valued on a higher level than women that don't want anything. So you're going to set yourself up to meet men with more in the future if you only deal with certain type of men today. You're going to be put in the right circles. You're going to be going in the right direction. And eventually when it's time for you to look for, marriage and to settle down, you're already going to be there in the right place. And you're not going to have been making mistakes with people that you're not, requiring much of. So you need to stay on the path of the type of man you want to marry or the type of lifestyle you want to marry into. And getting money is just part of it, or getting benefits from the situation that transfer over into, when you get a little bit older. That's what you need to be on. You don't go backwards to go forward. You stay on the path of going forward. You only deal with men that have something to offer. You only lay down with something that has money. Never lay down with anything broke, even if you're young. Okay? Stay on the path and the direction you're trying to get to. They don't have to be a millionaire. They don't have to be paying all your bills. But if you lay down with them, make sure they can. If it comes down to it, make sure they can take care of the kids. If you get pregnant, if it come down to it, don't lay down with anything broke. Don't reach in your purse if you're out on dates. That's the only thing I ask of y'all youngsters. Okay? Even if you're out with a male friend, he pays. Treat yourself how you want other people to treat you. Yes. You said narcissistic men are just toddlers with tantrums. Exactly. They're looking for their mother to fix them, to try to fix things. Narcissistic men look for people pleasing, I'm trying to fix you type women. And that's what they feed on. Okay, you should see them as a waste of space and time and not even want to be bothered with them if they're not beneficial to you at all. You know what I mean? Men angry, you won't go to dying friend's event with him, but he's not 100% bill payer. Rants, I'm in it for the money. Okay, go and meet other men with more money. Go to the event and meet other men with more money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, go in it for yourself. Get in it, do it for yourself. If you're already in it for the money, go get some more money. Okay, is the dying friend broke? Is the circle rich? If the circle ain't rich, then I don't blame you. But if the circle is rich, if his friends are rich, if his dying friend is rich, he might have a nephew getting ready to inherit some money. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, Gabrielle. Only 26, you're getting your finances together before you leave. He wants to make it work. What do I do while I wait? Date other men. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't tell him no. He can't make it work unless he go get another job, ma'am. Unless he has enough money for you, because you're not giving me all the details. Is he too broke for you? Is he not giving you enough? He's not paying a bill? I don't know why you're leaving. I don't know what the situation is financially. What's he trying to make work? You know what I mean? You're not giving me enough info to help you. All I say is go get one with more money or tell him to get another job. If he wants to make it work, he needs more money. He ain't trying unless he go try to get another job, okay? Just tell him that. But if you're trying to make it work, go get another job. If not, then I don't believe you. Goodbye. Okay. Should you get a job at a country club or would the men there look down on me? Should I work somewhere else and get membership at club instead? It just all depends. If you look really good and you're young, they may not look down on you as much as if you're older and working there. So it all depends on your age. Okay, because they don't expect you to have some big type of career or whatever at a young age. But if you're older, you know, they may look at you a little bit different. So if you're a little older, if you're over 30, work somewhere else. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Thank you. You said, why do most models end up marrying rich men and not educated ladies like doctors and engineers? Because they already rich, ma'am. The women are already rich. They don't need the rich men. The rich man can't impress a doctor or an engineer. Oh, thank you, Jelena. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Male friends always took you out. Last time took you to lunch and ignored me for 2 weeks. How can he? Now he is calling, saying I disappeared. What do I do? Okay. Okay, so charge him to come back. It's like, oh, nothing. I've just been looking at some stuff that I really want to buy. I've been trying to, save up for A, B, C, and D. If you have something on it, then send them your cash app. They have to pay to get back in. Okay, I don't care if they're your friend or not. If they disappear and they like you, they still need to pay to get back in. Because I'm not calling them no friend if they're taking you out on dates and paying, and you think it's more than friendship, and they ghost you and come back, make them pay still. Oh, somebody sent me a cash app. Thank you, girl. Who is this? Okay, comfy ID. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah, he's the one that disappeared. Just get his money to come back in. Tell him the re-entry fee is da-da-da-da. Bypass all that. You disappeared. Say, well, the re-entry fee is this. Pay it or get out of the way. Or, put something on it. Literally. Okay. Anyway. You say your man currently has a 6-figure job that I supported him to get. His ego is so high right now. He even talks to me differently with a CEO executive voice. He's talking down on me. Well, ma'am, did you contribute to his success? If you contribute to a man's success, they will always talk down on you. If you help build him and support him, he will always talk down on you. Why? Because he's trying to create an authoritative role in the marriage or in the relationship, because you know his weakness, you know his struggles, you had to help him. So in his eyes, you don't respect him. In his eyes, if it weren't for you, he wouldn't even be there. So he will never get the respect from you, or he will never get that fresh start of knowing that he's a pure success from you, because you know the truth. This is why you never need to build a man up. He's supposed to build himself, because if it weren't for your help, he wouldn't even be there yet. He would still be trying to get there on his own. So this is what he's telling you. Respect my authority and pretend like I got here on my own, or else he's going to go find another woman that will. That's what he's telling you. It's that truth. That's what it is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's why you never help a man, ever. You don't support no man, because that's how he's going to turn around and treat you. And like he did it all. So thank you for sharing that with me. That's a perfect example of why you do not be a Barbara the Builder. He always texts you, why can I turn it into cash? Yes, text him back your Cash App and see what he do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all see my Cash App up here. Do the same thing when these men start texting y'all and ain't nothing coming out of it. Text them your Cash App right there. Yes, you never support a grown man, ever, 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 ever. I don't know why women do this. Thank you, Melita. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If all you attract are narcissists, that means you're an egoist. Named after Echo in the Greek myth, cursed to only respect narcissist. Your echo wounds keep you stuck in the loop. You have to heal that. Thank you, Melita. That is very interesting. And yes, very true. Echo is the reflection of sound. Narcissist was looking at his own reflection. So a narcissist and an egoist belong with each other, because one is the doormat, one is the victim, and one is the one treating them like that. Yes, I definitely thank you for sharing that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Can't have no narcissist without the victim or the enabler. Okay, a lot of women enable the men to be narcissistic with them. That's so true. Thank you, ma'am. Is it too late for me to ask for money after being with him for 2 years? Yes, ma'am. Girl, you let him go 2 years without giving you any money? What is this? You could try to ask, see what happened, but after 2 years, he's used to you not asking. So we'll see how that goes. I missed a super chat. Hold on. Okay, Yasmin says, he said, after we marry in summer, he wants me to go back to your nursing job. Our marriage will be in different countries. What do I say? What lie? Just say, I'm not going to get married. Like, unless he's going to pay all your bills, what's the point of getting married? If you got to go back to work, what's the point of even being married, ma'am? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Say, well, if I got to go back to work, we don't even need to be married then. You live in a whole different country. You going back to work. Did you even get married at all? Are you even going to get married at all? What's the point of the marriage? That's my question. I'm not getting ready to fall for the okie doke. Your provider men are just dating for 1 month and he texts you every 2 days. Can I ignore him a bit? Yeah, especially if he's probably busy. You can ignore him a little bit. Some people don't like to text all the time. They got their own business, doing other things. You said, yeah. Okay, we already talked that. Okay. Okay, you went on a date with an older, wealthy man. You're 21. He seems obsessed and got me a perfume for our first date. How do I milk him for more? Pretend to lose a diamond earring on the next date and see if he comes back with some diamond earrings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. So wear one earring and wear your hair over it, or take it out like when he doesn't see you, and then pretend like you're looking for it. Act like you lost it on the date or whatever, and see if the next time he come up with some earrings. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Then after he buys you earrings, a perfume, now he's invested. So he looks generous. So the next time you see him after that, you could ask him for some money or help with something that costs money, you know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Will Cash App show my personal info? You want TikTok money? Girl, old people ain't on TikTok. Not a lot of them. So you might want, I don't think Cash App shows your personal information. I think you can just put in, I don't know, you ask somebody, because like it just, you can put your alias name there. You can make up a Cash App handle, you know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Can't you make up your own Cash App name? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, you can. Someone says PayPal or Venmo. Okay. All right. So yeah, we were talking about narcissistic people only attract victims, and victims only attract narcissistic people. You enable them to be narcissistic by being the doormat, seeking validation, valuing their opinion over yours, and not being the main character of your own life. You're going to always attract people that look for victims. Okay? Don't do it. Love yourself, be the main character, and you won't have to ever deal with narcissistic people again. What do you do when some men don't take you seriously and say you're a diva, you're 24, you have 2 degrees, come from wealth, and some act confused? It sounds like they're jealous, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It sounds like jealousy to me. Maybe you should date someone on your own level who has way more. Sure, how do you make him upgrade what he does for me besides nice dinners, dating 2 months, and he wants to be girlfriend? Okay. Tell him what girlfriend means to you. Well, if you want to be my boyfriend, that means you want to totally 100% financially take care of me to take me off the market. That means you're going to pay for all my bills, give me money to go shop. Da, da, da. That's what girlfriend means to me. That's what you tell him. If he disagrees, save his number under free food. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. Remove his name and save his number under free food after that, because that's all he's been. That's all he's going to be if he doesn't understand what girlfriend means to you. Okay, either he'll get on board or not. Free food sounds good to me every once in a while, but you're not going to be his girlfriend if that's all he can offer you is some free food. Okay. All right. Why do some men start to insult you and try to tear you down after being nice after a certain amount of time? Because they can't reach your standards, so they got to bring your standards down by making you feel insecure about having those standards, or making you feel insecure about yourself, and trying to activate your people pleasing because you're a woman. But they don't realize that most women or that watch my channel or who love themselves aren't trying to people please anymore. Okay. So they're trying to activate your people pleasing mode. And when it's not activated because you're the main character of your own life, they can't really get anywhere. So most men will try to insult you to tear you down because they think you're, oh my gosh, she's a woman. She's going to try to people please. She's going to try to tell me I'm wrong. She's trying to, do what she's got to do. Nope. You're just going to say, well, thank you for sharing that with me. I'm glad that you have shared your opinion. But obviously, this is not a match. Good luck. Look at what you're looking for. Goodbye. Okay. He can't reach the standards. He's going to try to bring your standards down. And hopefully your people pleasing Seeking of validation will kick in, and when it doesn't, dismiss them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's all it is. You said parasite energy. Yeah. Men always try to activate women's people pleasing. It doesn't work. We don't care anymore. Unless you got some money, and then we'll pretend to care. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all gotta come up with that money first. Then we can pretend. All right. It says Shira is the master of psychology. No, that's just common sense to me. I mean, I guess I can just read people like, okay, you think you slick, but you're not. All right, whatever. They're just projecting. They can't do better. They can't reach the standards. They're trying to get all women are people pleasers. No, we're not. Goodbye. I'm not a people pleaser. Goodbye. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He said, how do you manipulate a man who isn't self-aware? Narcissistic man. He is self-aware if he is narcissistic. I'm trying to tell you, if he's narcissistic, he's self-aware. He's looking for victims. He's self-aware enough to know how to be a narcissist. Thank you, Yvonne. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If a man tries to manipulate, if a man is trying to manipulate you on purpose, he's self-aware. Believe me. How did I get to this level of emotional attachment? I treated my emotions like money, and I don't spend it on people that don't deserve it or dust. Okay, that's how you gotta do. Translate everything into finances, and you'll find your way. Treat your emotions like money. Y'all are giving away emotions to people that are not giving you a thing, that don't even like you, but you're handing out emotions like free money, and people are taking advantage of you. So treat emotions like money, and you don't hand out money to just anybody, do you? Well, don't hand out emotions to just anybody, unless they're doing way more for you. Okay. Princess says she had a man tell you no one will put up with me except him. Well, then I say, well, I hope you can put up with this money that I'm getting ready to ask you for, or I hope you can put up with my expenses, because other men will be able to put up with my expenses. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. As long as he's paying, who cares? So, does your advice only work to new relationships, dating, or talking stages? It works when you wake up and realize that you're the main character of your life. It works with anybody. Okay? And you wake up treating yourself like the main character and the priority, that's how other people are going to treat you. It starts from within. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. You said how to live sprinkle, sprinkle in a recession. Get 2 or 3 more streams of income, aka men on your roster. Start a business with the money that they're going to give you. Okay. You said men are so guarded with their money. They're not guarded with their money if they know if they know that they can't access you without it. Think about it. If you're not impressed with anything else from that man except his ability to provide or give you what you want, and every other woman is the same way, he's going to come up off that money eventually to whoever he wants. You know, men also want to impress women. And if they can't impress you any other way, except coming up off that money, that's what they're going to do. Because their ego needs it. And if you're dumb enough to get tricked by them promising you something and you still dealing and entertaining with them and talking to them, that's how they're getting their ego temporarily stroked and not being able to do anything for you. So when they say, oh, well, I'll give you some money Friday, you're like, no, I need it today. If not, then I'll just talk to you Friday. You get it? Some women are so dumb, they'll just sit on the phone and talk to them, text them till Friday, sending them pics. Sir. If you ain't got it, just say you ain't got it. Talk to you Friday. Some men are like that. And they're guarding their money because they don't have more coming in. You're dealing with the wrong target. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They don't have enough coming in. That's why they're guarding it. Men that make a lot of money, that money is nothing. It comes right back. Someone says, oh my gosh, wanting a provider is now satanic. According to these dusties, it is. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's the dusty apocalypse up in here. They think the world coming to an end. These women aren't giving it up for free anymore. Wanting a provider is satanic. You're evil. Blame women for everything. Okay, sir. We blame women for your brokenness, as usual. Blame women for being gold diggers and you ain't even got no gold. Keep going. What else you need to blame women for? We don't care anymore. Move on or get some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. The most demonic person is a broke man. That's true. Mm-hmm. Okay. Why aren't they on the content with Pick Misha? Y'all know why. Pick Misha is too easy to manipulate and control. It's boring over there. Not a challenge. Okay. What if he asks you for a date and pretend to forget a wallet? First of all, he got a phone, right? They got Apple Pay, Cash App. He can download an app, Apple Pay. He can download his bank. He can do stuff on his phone. We're going to sit and wait until he get his apps together. Or if you're at a nice restaurant, excuse yourself, go to the bar and start talking to a whole nother man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Say, excuse me, I'll be back. And go to the bar, talk to a whole nother man. You don't even have to leave. I ain't getting ready to leave. I'm finna go talk to a whole nother man. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Right in their face. Act like you forgot your wallet too. Oh no, I'm so sorry you forgot your wallet. I forgot mine too. I better go find a man at the bar to pay for our food or just my food. You better go find somebody to pay for yours. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Mm-hmm. You said show them the inside of your purse that only has makeup. Exactly. Like, you know what? I forgot mine too. Guess I better go talk to some man with real money that didn't forget his wallet. Good luck with your half. Then the waiter's gonna say, like, so who's paying? The man is paying, of course. I'm the woman. The Dusties don't want Pygmishas to humble. They want to humble baddies. Don't let them. They can't humble baddies. They want to be a baddie. Okay. Think about this. When a man wants to become a woman, he doesn't choose Pygmisha as his role model if he transitions into a woman. If a drag queen wants to dress up as a woman, he always dress up as a diva, as somebody that don't take no mess, right? They don't dress up like Pygmisha, seeking outside validation, want to please some man and be a Pygmisha and do whatever he asks. They don't dress up and act like that. They act like strong, confident women who know their value and don't settle for no dust. Even a dusty don't want a Pygmisha. Even someone that is going to transition or dress up and drag as a woman ain't gonna choose Pygmisha as their target role model. Okay, nobody will. Thank you, I Heart Caroline. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Nobody. Nobody wants to be Pygmisha. All right. Thanks for before, if probably waiting till marriage, how to make men want me when they could just hook up with others for free instead of you just gotta be the prize and you have to act like it, walk like it, talk like it, brag about yourself. People treat you how you treat yourself. Main character energy. Okay. If you walk into a room full of people that don't know who you are, how you carry yourself, how you walk, how you talk, how you present yourself, how you introduce yourself is who you are to them now. So main character energy from the start. That's it. I'm the best. I don't do this. I don't do that. I'm too good for this. I'm too good for that. High standards are high. No, thank you. I'm too good. No, thank you. No, thank you. Someone is going to see that and be like, wow, that's who I want. So you gotta have that main character energy, or else you're not presenting yourself as such. And who don't want a main character in their life? Okay. Mm-hmm. A lot of times it takes sacrifice in order to be the best version of yourself. You got to sacrifice all the little things that you want to experience because other people are watching you and they're determining a lot of things by how you treat yourself and what you accept. Hmm. You said brag about ourselves. I brag about myself every day. Okay. And other people follow by giving me compliments and telling other people about me. You know what I mean? Brag about yourself. If you don't brag about yourself, who else is? You got to start the cycle. You got to start the whole thing. Brag about yourself. Don't be afraid to love yourself and to say that you're great. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I'm great. I'm wonderful. I'm going to brag about myself all day, every day. Why? Because I'm great. I can do it. Nobody's going to tell me otherwise. Okay. You should do the same thing. Okay. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If you don't believe me that people treat you how you treat yourself, next time you're out and about, do some people watching and watch and look for the most confident person in the room and see how other people treat them. If you don't believe me. Just go somewhere and people watch for a couple of hours and you'll see it. How to deal with crazy family members lying to ruin your reputation. I really feel like if people are going to do that, they're seeking attention for themselves. And there's a lot of people that may need their own attention to focus on. So I feel like if they try to do that, they shouldn't do that. They should put that attention back on themselves to make themselves great, to build themselves up, because they won't need to do that if they were focused on themselves in the first place. You know what I mean? So I feel like people should refocus their energy to themselves and build themselves up so they don't have to talk about other people. Yeah. And maybe you should tell them that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, all right. So, yeah. Treat yourself how you want other people to treat you. You'll never meet a narcissist if you do that. Don't be a people pleaser either. He said, yeah. Don't be a people pleaser. Don't try to fix stuff with a man who's obviously creating problems for you to try to fix so that your pygmishness can kick in and you try to be a people pleaser and do what you got. Now, if he can't meet the standards, you're out. That's literally it. Okay. Thank you, Jasmine. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How pick me is it to text an ex? Is this yours to hook up? Huh? Why would you want to hook up with an ex? Sprinkle, sprinkle. It is very pick me, yes. But at the same time, why would you want to hook up with an ex? You want to give away yourself free to somebody who didn't work out the first time just because you don't want to start over with someone else? You don't think it counts if you go backwards instead of forward? You're trying to keep your quote unquote body count low instead of going and replacing him with somebody better with more money? It still counts because you don't know who he's been with and what he's been doing. Know what I'm saying? And even if it doesn't matter, because it doesn't really matter to most women anyway, the same thing is he's seeing that you haven't moved on and you don't value yourself enough to go get something better. Now his ego says, well, I'm the best you can do. Girl, you don't go backwards. You only go forward. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Or don't even be bothered with men until you can find a better one. Well, we go live. Well, thank you, Mama. Whenever I go over there, that's when I'm gonna go over there. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If y'all are on my channel, y'all know I don't really like when people ask me or try to direct me in a certain direction. It's gonna take you long. It's gonna take me longer to get there if people keep asking. And I don't like being directed or asked. Let me get there when I get there, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, though, for the sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. And what to do if your boyfriend left you undelivered for 4 and 5 hours? He's busy doing something else, so you be busy doing something else too. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Whatever that means to you. You know what I mean? If y'all are in an argument, if he's trying to ignore you, if you're nagging him about something, a lot of times men will leave you on red so they don't even have to talk to you. You know what I mean? They just want a peaceful day sometimes. But if there's nothing wrong, if y'all are good and in a good space, if he's not at work, if his phone is still, charged, then maybe he's busy doing something else. And maybe you should have some business too. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. I know when I don't want to talk to somebody, I'm not going to try to argue and talk to you or fix something all day. If I said what I said. If you don't like it, that's your problem. You know what I'm saying? You don't like, a lot of times women just want confirmation, validation, and want to talk to you all day, keep tabs on you. That's insecurity. You know what I mean? So you should also have some business of your own to be occupied with. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said many depressing spirits in her womb equal roster. No, not if you date an all rich man with money. Then rich, look, if you believe in that spiritual thing, when you sleep with a guy, you get their energy, or date rich men, sleep with rich men only. Then you're going to get rich mentality, money making mentality, millionaire status, billionaire status. Okay. If you sleeping with broke dusties, that's what you're going to get, trapped in their broke dusty energy trap. Deal with men with money only. Okay. You'll never see women who deal with rich men going backwards in life. Only money, baby. You can turn all that energy from a rich man into more money for you. Don't deal with broke men, though. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And I already tell y'all, don't lay down with nothing broke for a reason. You can get up with some broke energy, some broke dusty energy. Wake up with rich energy. Get up with rich energy, money-making energy, ambitious energy, $1 million, $1 billion energy. All right? Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said narcissists look for doormats? They sure do. Anytime you come in contact with a narcissist and you are starting to label them narcissistic, it's because you're playing into their game of being a victim. So if you're able to identify a narcissist, you're the victim in the situation. So either you need to get out or become a bigger narcissist yourself. Okay. Oh, thank you. 24, about to be 25. You never had a boyfriend. How do you get provider men? Okay. You lost weight. Okay. You were bigger and you lost weight and you have to lose skin. How can you still get a rich guy? Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Perhaps you need to find someone that has a similar situation as you. Maybe someone who's also had tremendous weight loss, or maybe you need to focus on yourself and getting yourself together. But at the same time, you need to practice dating whoever, and until you feel confident within your own body and whatever, then you move to the next level. So you can still date whoever you want. Just go out, be nice looking. Somebody's going to ask you out on a date. You may have to date a little bit older, but someone's going to ask you on a date, and just go. Okay. Put yourself out there, go to the rich side of town, get dressed, look cute, etc., etc. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, what's the best revenge on a narcissist? Becoming a better narcissist. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Waking up, realizing you're the main character of your own life. Because most women are better narcissists than men. Okay? Best revenge is leveling up, waking up to your own main character energy and being a bigger narcissist than they are. To them. They probably won't stick around because most narcissists don't even see each other as narcissists anymore. They just see each other as normal people. Because you can't have a narcissist if you're self-aware and know who you are. You can't be in a relationship with one because they won't even be one with you. Okay? Best revenge is your paper. Exactly. Always get money. If you see a narcissist person, it's because you're their victim. Okay. Or you're their doormat. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. It said Western women are lost. Yeah, they sure are lost. Lost in their own world as the main character, getting everything they want. Not worrying about what some man thinks about them or trying to people please nobody and just collecting their money and passing go and continuously looking fabulous. We are so lost in our own worlds. You are correct. Go find someone who cares. Go find Pygmisha. Go find Doormat. And when you find her, tell her we said, hey, from way over here doing our thing. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He promised match. Okay, Kay says he promised marriage. Now he's saying he's too depressed. Help, girl, get away from him. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Girl, why are you a Pygmisha? Where's your other ones? He's trying to pull you in. That's the start of a narcissistic behavior right there. Goodbye. It's time to go because you're finna fall for the okie doke. It's like, okay, well, work that out. See you later. Pack your bags and go. Hopefully you don't live with him already, but it's time for you to go. All right. If you stay, something wrong with you now. He just told you he ain't finna marry you, so take that as a hint and a clue that y'all ain't finna get married and go ahead and leave. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. You feel depressed and guilty because you don't work like your partner. Your parents raised me as a boy. Oh, more as a boy. How to change my mindset? Get naked in the mirror and look at yourself and say, I am a woman. I don't have to work. I'm pretty. Look at all this that men chase every day. Okay, there you go. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Remind yourself that you're a woman. Thank you, ma'am. There you go. Walk around naked. You're good. Will Cash App show? Okay, I already read that one. Let's see. How can you detach emotionally from your job to feel more feminine? You just feel stressed all the time. You need this job for financial security. Have something else that relieves that stress, like a rich man paying all your bills in the meantime, or have a goal that you can set that makes you happy, something that you're passionate about at the same time, and just look at your job as a way to get to your goal. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people don't like their job. Just look at it as a way to make your dream or your goal come true. Put whatever you're doing towards your passions and your goals and see your job just as a tool to get there. Okay, nobody likes their job if that's not their passion. Okay, you're not supposed to like your job if it's not your passion. It's just a tool to get money towards your passion or towards the lifestyle that you're trying to get to. Separate it from your emotions. Business and emotion don't mix anyway. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Yes. All right. I think I answered your super chat, but else. Thank you, ma'am. You said, why do they want to sleep with you and not be with you? Because it's cheaper, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If you're not, and if he's not investing in you and spending money on you, and he's trying to get something free out of you, okay, well, you need to recognize that and make sure that you know your value as a woman. Men will sleep with a turkey. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Man you're dating wants to pay for Vegas trip he invited you to. He want me to pay my girl goodbye. Tell him no. On to the next. Why are you even wasting your time typing that question out? Is you ugly? You could go to Vegas by yourself or with your friends if you got to pay. When a man invites you on a trip, they pay for everything. You pay for nothing. Unless you ugly. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Or unless he's broke. Then why are you going with him anyway? Why are you wasting time with a broke man? If you're not ugly, then he must be broke. If he's not broke, then you must be ugly. There's no other way around it. So if you look decent, if you look pretty, then he's just broke. And why would you want to go to Vegas with a broke man anyway? Why are you even dating a broke man anyway? It's time to let that go. You said, why do they value sex so much? Because they're more like animals than humans. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Sorry, just letting you know, especially young guys. Young men are more animalistic and less human than, let's just say they're more of an animalistic lower nature. They think with their lower nature versus their higher nature for the most part. So that's why. You said, when do men start acting more like humans? When their stuff stop working down there. It's good. Okay. All right. What are the signs of a narcissist? An enabler that allows them to be narcissistic with them. That's the first sign. An enabler. You can't be a narcissist person if you don't have someone enabling you to be that way. All right. They're usually around a bunch of people pleasing, low confident having, validation seeking people. So if they don't have those people around them, they can't even be narcissistic. Thank you, B. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They'll hang around people that always trying to fix something, always trying to get people pleasing, always trying to get validation. So they'll hang around people like that. They'll never hang around someone highly confident who values themselves and is the main character of their lives. They'll never hang around those type of people. They'll always be around people that they can victimize. So that's how you spot the narcissists, by who they hang around and who they entertain. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You said you heard men reduce women to being free receptacles. Let that sink in next time you're quick to spread your legs, ladies. Well, you know what? If it takes a man to make a woman less valuable, then what does that say about the value of a man? If you equate being with a man is lowering your value, then what does that say about men? How to co-parent with a narcissist and show my child his father is a provider with values after a bad breakup. Become the main character of your own life. Level up in every way. And treat him like it's business only. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Don't be a people pleaser. Ever. Okay. Keep your standards high. Say what you say and mean what you say, and don't bend. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's it. Have boundaries. If they're crossed, dismiss yourself from the presence of that person. How to deal with narcissist provider without crashing out. Your postpartum and he's becoming a diva lately. He's showing me new colors. Hire someone else to help you with his money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. To hire somebody and tell him he's going to pay for it. Say, well, if you can't, bruise his ego a little bit. Say, you know what, if you can't deal with this, if you're not mentally able to deal with this, hire somebody to, or I will with your money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You got to take charge. You have to take the tone of instruction when it comes to men like that. You got to be the bigger narcissist. Thank you. Thank you. Age range. What age range should you go for? You're 25. Okay, if you're 25, you should go for somebody at least in their late 40s or 50s if you want them to provide and give you money. Okay. I would suggest, like, if you want real money, you need to go 50 and up. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah. Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Main character energy. Yes, yes. Y'all treat men like tools. Well, that's what y'all act like. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Act like something else, and maybe you get treated like something else. Thank you. Thank you, Nini. Can you get a date with a wealthy man by your issue is keeping them around after the second date? Not sure what I'm doing wrong. Okay. Are you meeting them online? Hopefully not. If the answer is no, good for you. Okay. If you're not something that they're looking for or seeking, if you're something that they've already seen a million times, they're going to ghost you. They're going to be like, okay, I'm done. If you go on a date and treat it like an interview and ask the same questions the last person asked them, that's what happens. Okay. You got to be, like I say, main character energy. Main character energy will always get you where you need to go. So when you're on a date with a man, you don't do 20 questions. You act super impressed by them, even if it's an act. You boost that ego up. You boost that serotonin up in their brain. Okay. You lie, you tell somebody, oh, I was talking to my friend about you and I was so excited to go out on this date with you. And I was just like, oh my gosh, she's so great. Da, da, da. You know, you boost that ego because the next time they want to feel that way, they're not going to call the last woman who did 20 questions on a date. They're going to call you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And then it's easier to get money out of. So boost their ego. Be different than the last chick. Okay. Don't be a repeat of the last 20 dates that he didn't have. That's all you got to do. And have high confidence in yourself and definitely look good. Okay. You said, oh, so that's what y'all do. Yeah, we be lying. Or at least I teach people to just lie and get the ego boost that they need so they can get some money out of them later. It's the same thing y'all do when y'all love bomb us, except we just getting the money. Mm-hmm. But it still doesn't change that the fact that your ego is boosted and your brain chemistry is changed and you associate that with us. That don't change nothing. That's why men be like, lie to me, baby, lie to me. Because they like it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What if your narcissistic baby daddy had another baby 6 months after our baby was here? Okay, was he your husband? Because that's why he did that, because he ain't married. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You didn't make him get married. He was probably too young to get married. The baby was probably not planned. He's treating you exactly how you treated yourself. And I'm so sorry to tell you this, but we are talking about narcissistic men. They mirror you. You treated yourself like you weren't worthy of marriage. You treated yourself like, you wanted to be a baby mama. So he treated you like one. And now he went to make another baby mama. Did you put him on child support? Is he on child support? If not, he should have been on child support. Okay, y'all are too nice and people pleasing to these men, and they're gonna treat you accordingly. He would have been on child support. He wouldn't have been living in my house. Or I wouldn't be claiming him as any type of relationship except child support payer, because that's not your husband. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like as women, we need to treat ourselves how we want other men to treat us. Like, let's say you were married to him and you did have his child and he put a ring on your finger. Now, if he steps out of the marriage to go and produce another offspring from someone else, I mean, you could divorce him and take half his money. You know what I mean? And still keep him on child support. So he's financially bound and tied to you through marriage, which is going to make him think a little bit harder before he does dumb stuff, because you're definitely going to benefit from him doing dumb stuff if that's the case. So if you don't love yourself enough to treat yourself how you want a man to treat you, they're going to treat you exactly how you treated yourself. And then they'll blame you for dealing with them because they know that they're a loser themselves. And they'll blame you for dealing with their loser butt because you don't want better for yourself. You see? So the best way to deal with him is to go and find a man with more money, put him on child support, and move on with your life. Sprinkle, sprinkle. How do we boost his ego without giving him the power of making it seem like we're choosing him? Or do we not boost it? Well, if he asked you out on a date and he's paying, he chose you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay? If he asked you out and he's paying and reaching in that wallet, he already chose you. You ain't choosing him. You just sitting there entertaining him and boosting his ego so you get money out of him later. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, narcissist provider is 60, you're 37. He only pays for my car repairs. Gets nasty and coughs an attitude if I ask for money. Then that's not your provider, ma'am. Save him under car repairs in your phone. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, ma'am. He's not a narcissist. He's treating you exactly how you allow him to treat you. You have him under provider when he's not providing. Okay? He needs to be put under car repair. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Treat him exactly who he is, and get your power back. Don't save him under his real name. That's not his name anymore. His name is car repair. Whatever he can do for you, that's his name. Car repair. He's not provider. That's car repair. Okay? Y'all need to start treating these guys how they treat themselves. If all they do for you is car repair, then that's their name. They're not giving you no money, you can't call them a provider. All they're doing is car repair for you, call them car repair. That's it. You should have free food in your phone, car repair, rent money, phone bill. All those should be in your phone under the men name that pay for those things. Until one can cover all of it, name them for what they do. Because that's all y'all are doing. Until you can find one that's all bills paid, save people under what they do. They don't get a name. You can put their name under notes. They don't get a name. They get exactly what they can do for you. Can you give you more ways to bring up the topic of when covering bills, specifically how to approach the conversation if they haven't asked for a relationship but you still want financial support? Well, if they haven't asked you for a relationship and you're just eating free food and chewing food across the table with you, just save them under free food, okay? And if they're trying to have a relationship with you, then you describe what it is that a relationship means to you, financially provided for. A lot of women are trying to get money out of men that don't even want them. Okay, they just want company for the evening to eat dinner with. This is why I say it's if you're meeting men online, most of the time that's all they want, company for dinner. Okay, so if you meet a person in real life and they cross the room, risk being rejected in front of everybody to talk to you, they may like you a little bit more. If they sympathize with you, if you have a situation that they can help you out of and save the day, even if it's a financial way, then they're going to help you. So you come up with some fake scenarios like, oh, your Aunt Ethel needed her mortgage paid, and since she's old and on a fixed income, you had to help her, but now you got to figure out how to do your stuff, handle your bills. If they have it, if they're rich, if they're trying to impress you, if they like you, they're going to be like, oh, well, how can I help? If you look 10 times better than them and they're real old, you could just straight up ask them, because they already know the deal. They know you're not there because you like them. For them, they know you're there for some money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And they don't mind it because they know that they're old and they can't pull no young woman unless they spending money. So sometimes you could just ask and they'll already know the deal. But if y'all are close to the same age, if you and him don't look that much different, if y'all are both attractive, it may be harder to get money out of those type of men. You're going to have to choose the correct target. You said how to flirt without giving all the power to him. You don't really flirt. You're just responding to what they're telling you. You know what I mean? You compliment their outfit, their clothes. Don't compliment their looks. Okay? You can ask questions. You can be impressed, but you don't do too much more. Okay? You're literally just responding to them. You don't do too much. That's very pick-me-shit if you do too much. If you call a man, oh, you're so attractive, you're so handsome, that's very pick-me-shit. You can compliment their outfit, maybe their cologne scent, their intelligence, but you can't compliment their looks. You can't flirt with them like you're desperate. Okay, unless you're already in a relationship, or if you're on a way to a relationship, they've spent a lot of money. You don't get into that flirting thing, because men, they have a one-track mind. They're automatically going to think, oh, she wants to sleep with me. Okay, if you start flirting too much, you hold back the flirting and just respond to them the way what they give you, you give them back. If they cross the line, if they're talking too much about something that's inappropriate or something that is rushing something to the next level, you pull it back. I'll say, well, change the subject. But you don't really do too much. You let them do most of the flirting. Yeah, because if you flirt, they think you want it, and they think you want it to give it up for free. Mm-hmm. If people think that you're too good for them, that's a challenge, because it's an accomplishment on their part if they could get you. If nobody else can get you, if you're just like, they're going to be like, oh, I bet I can get them. I bet I can get them. Or I can do this. Or I bet I can do that. They take it upon themselves as a challenge, as if they've won a prize, which is exactly why we are the prize. You're supposed to be hard to get. Otherwise, anybody can get you. And what type of prize is that? A guy you're dating wants you to follow him across the country to follow his dream. I want to be provided for. He's stupid. Okay, yeah. Don't follow behind no man like no puppy. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, Marissa, you said you follow my advice with male clients and they always give you the biggest accounts, and you're a financial advisor. Yay. Okay, well, I'm glad you're getting your money, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, yes. A lot of these guys, though, they have the audacity to think y'all are stupid, people pleasing, doormats, um, and validation seeking women. That's why a lot of guys try you. But when they see that you're not that type of woman, either they'll leave you alone or they'll like you more and want to reach some standards. Okay. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said I switch my hair up like I switch my clothes. Yes, I do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Okay, Downtown Duchess says these men are trying to treat women like the lowest women have been treated since slavery. Heck no. No, the key word is try, because they can't do it unless the woman allows it. You see, so they can't treat a woman any sort of way unless the woman is a people pleaser, seeking validation, and values other people's opinions above hers. So they need your permission to treat you a certain way. If you give it to them, then you gave it to them. Never give it to them. Flip the script and make them please you and give you money. It's called being the opposite of a pick me show, which is called being either a gold digger, as some people call it, or main character energy and knowing what you want. And a lot of women only date providers now because they don't like to waste time. So you give men permission to treat you a certain way. They can't treat you that way if you don't allow it. Mm. How many dates is too long not to ask for money? Been on 3 dates. Okay. Does he like you way more than you like him? Are you way more attractive than him? Does he seem giddy and happy every time he's seen out in public with you? If the answer is yes, you can ask him on the next date or before the next date so he can have your money on the date. Mm-hmm. How would you know which men to go for in general? The one that crosses the room to introduce himself to you and is a gentleman and knows your value. The one you don't have to chase. The one that likes you way more. The one that sees that you're the prize. That's how you know who to go for, because they're going to go for you first. And you won't have to do much of anything but accept whatever they're there to give you. The benefits that they're bringing into your life. Thank you, Naj. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. How to ask for money. Mention something that you need help with financially and see if they offer to give it to you. If they don't, just ask them if they can help out. But don't make it look like you're financially irresponsible. Make it like a surprise thing that you couldn't avoid. Like your dog needs surgery. You help your Aunt Ethel to pay rent. And now you need help. Who's going to rescue you? You know what I mean? Y'all need to tap into your imaginations and learn how to lie and make up stories to get this money. If you don't know how to ask for money, just make up a lie. If you know that you look way better than them and they like you way more, just ask them straight up. Well, it's a lovely day outside today. I really feel like going shopping, but I don't have any shopping money. ... You should send me some, please. Here's my Cash App. You know what I mean? If they know the deal, they already know you're going to ask them for some money eventually. So just go ahead and ask. If you fear rejection, then file them under free food and keep it moving. Okay? Or if you don't fear rejection, then say, okay, well, they'll probably ghost you after that anyway, and you can delete them off the roster and put somebody else up there. Because a lot of y'all are too scared to get the no, and y'all gonna continue going to dinner with these dudes that ain't gonna do nothing for you. Just ask and get it over with so you can move on to the next, because somebody's gonna say yes eventually. And some of y'all drag this out because y'all are too afraid to ask, and y'all keep going out to dinner with the same person for 15, 16 times, and you can't even ask for no money. Just file him under free food and go move on, okay? Or ask him and get rid of him if he says no. That's it. You can't lose something you don't have. If all you want is free food, you can get free food every day of the week as a woman. If you're an attractive woman, you can eat free every day. Okay? Don't be afraid to give up free food. That's all that they are if all they're doing is taking you to eat. All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. You said dinner dates are boring. Well, if you're hungry and they're hungry and they don't want to dine alone, that's what they're going to keep taking you on. So, like I said, save them under free food and move on to the next if they can't give you any money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said women are indoctrinated to be scared and desperate to lose a dusty. I know. What? You're not losing nothing. You're gaining your freedom to attract someone with more money. That's all you're doing. You're allowing another pathway of potential income to come streaming in. That's all you're doing. You're freeing it up. Mm-hmm. How much should you ask for in the beginning? It depends on how much money they make. You got to understand if a man can afford to pay what you're getting ready to ask or not. So if he's got a lot of money, ask him for what you need and double it. Thank you, herbalist. He blocked you because you don't want to sleep with him right away, because I was the one a few days ago. Why do these men do this? Because did you meet him online? A lot of times men are trained or taught by those red pill dudes to try to get in and get out as fast as possible. If he really liked you and you were the one, he would wait for you as long as you need. He would be investing in you, trying to romance you, because if you're the one, you shouldn't be going anywhere. Maybe you was just the one for that week. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. If a man tries to rush you into bed, you're not the one. Just understand that. Men lie to all the time, more than us. So it's like, well, I hope you find the one. Like when he says, well, I can't be with you anymore. It's like, okay, well, I hope you find the one. Bye. Basically, you're saying your game didn't work over here. Go try again elsewhere. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Yeah, that's called love bombing. Dismiss him and hope him that he finds the one. It's like, oh, well, I hope you find the one. Bye. Goodbye. Okay. Definitely make sure that you are. Okay, hold on. Yeah, I already read that one. If he blocked you, ma'am. You know what he's going to he might do? He may unblock you and try to circle back around in your messages. Make sure you send him a Cash App and with the re-entry fee on it. Because a lot of men will do that thinking, okay, well, I must have lost a good one. Or he really likes me if he comes back. He's trying to give me a second chance. Let me people please this person. No. Cash App re-entry fee. That's all you need to send them when he circles back around. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because I guarantee you he will try again. And when he comes back, make sure you got that fee. So you don't have Cash App in England? Well, whatever y'all have over there, use it to send the request. Mm-hmm. What if they're fixing you and teaching you, but still a narcissist cheater? What do you mean fixing you? How can a man fix you? I'm not understanding the question. You mean they're giving you money and they're a narcissistic cheater? Okay, well now you have a lot of knowledge. You know that your bank account is growing and you know that they're cheating. So since your bank account is growing, detach emotion from them, stop sleeping with them. And when they realize that you're not the one that's going to deal with them, then, you can make a smooth transition because you should also be talking to other people if that's what they're doing. They don't have to know about it, but you should be trying to effortlessly move on while still collecting their money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Because at least you know. You said narcissists are sociopaths and are not emotionally and are emotionally detached. Yeah. That's the thing. Like a lot of narcissists will laugh at you because you're emotionally attached. You know what I'm saying? And they see that as a weakness. And they're going to treat it like a weakness. And they're going to exploit you for it. All right? So I'm telling you, if you're with a man who's not emotionally attached to you, you shouldn't even be emotionally attached to them whatsoever. Okay? And you shouldn't try to get them to emotionally attach to you if you don't see that they're able to do so. Just get their money, because that's all you're there for. You're not there to fix them. You're not there to change them. You're not there to convince them to fall for you. You're there to get their money, especially if you know that they're a narcissist and they're emotionally unattached. Okay? They will blame you for emotionally attaching to them, knowing darn well that they don't even have an emotional attachment towards you. They will blame you for it, and you will be to blame. because you've seen it, you know it, and you try to change someone that you can't change. So don't become emotionally attached to narcissistic men. They can't attach to you. They won't, and they'll see you as weak for attaching to them. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, why do you hate men? I don't hate men. I love their money. I love men who provide and give money and know how to be men. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You know, women can actually produce and create men. So why wouldn't we love them? Why wouldn't we love our own creations? Sprinkle, sprinkle. A lot of women out here love their sons, nephews. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. Thanks for being a member. Was it G's or guys? Just thank you. Okay. You said we birth men. Exactly. We are their first teachers. Of course, we love men. But you know, when you try to get over on us, you know, we got to put you back in your place. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And remember, like, women need to remember who they are. So someone says all narcissists cheat. Okay, so with all this information about narcissistic men, narcissistic people, narcissistic women, if you continue to date them, let me fix my wig. If you continue to date them, it's your fault because you're saying to them that you're a doormat. Treat you accordingly. Okay? You can't change them. They're not going to emotionally attach to you, and they're going to continue to do whatever they do because you are still there allowing it. That's it. It doesn't matter how many times you call out their behavior. It doesn't matter anything. They are who they are. They're not going to change for you. So, unless you plan on becoming a narcissist yourself, there's nothing you can do about that. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. There is no answer to why on Ethel Brown. Because there is no answer, because they don't want there to be an answer. They just want to exploit. They don't want an answer, so there's not going to be an answer. You get it? They want to continue to do what they're doing. They don't want the answer. The narcissists themselves don't want to fix it. They want to continue to do what they're doing. Do y'all not understand that? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Why do men want women to cater to them? Because women have not demanded that men cater to them. So somebody got to cater to somebody. And if men aren't catering to the woman, then obviously the man is going to want you to cater to them. So have your main character energy and expect men to do more for you and impress you. Then the thought of you catering to them won't even cross their mind because they're too busy catering to you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. If the man has the audacity and to risk losing you by asking you to do something that you don't feel comfortable doing, you know, he's not going to do it. So if you make it uncomfortable for a man to ask you to cater to him and he really likes you, he ain't gonna do it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Yo, I need to get my snacks. Hold on. I'm hungry. I didn't eat breakfast. And it's going on hours. Okay. ASMR. Anyway. You never see me eat, and I be on here for hours. I've been on TikTok since like 8 o'clock. And then I came straight over here. I said enjoy my meal. This is not a meal. This is my Bucky Beaver Nuggets. Salted caramel. Y'all know I'm in Texas. I have granola bars too, but you like Buc-ee's? You wish they had Buc-ee's in Canada? You said back in the day she would eat fruit with us. Yeah, but I'm not at home. I'm at my office, so we have Buc-ee snacks. Someone said, is this all a dating ritual, mating? No, if you don't get no money, then you lost. If there's no benefits of dating the man that you're with, you're losing. Okay. Can you provide more scenarios on how to ask for money for the first time? You know, if you're out on a date or if you're on the phone, you got to ease it in there with comedy, with audacity, with knowing who you are as a woman. Okay, you're not there for fun. You're there for funds. And they should know it. That's what you should choose the correct target so that they are just waiting for you to ask. They're wondering when you finna ask because they know you're not there because you like them. So it should not even be a surprise. Otherwise, you chose the wrong person. Make sure you look better than them. They got to pinch themselves when they're out with you. Make sure you're out of their league before you fix your mouth to ask for any type of money. Okay? And you'll get it. If you're going out with men your own age that look just as good as you, maybe they'll give you a little chump change, a little nail money if they think that they can sleep with you later. But if you're trying to get real money, long-term money, bills paid, you need to make sure you're way out of their league. And it definitely helps if you are not attracted to them or emotionally attached to them. It definitely helps. because you don't need to be there. They know you don't need to be there. Okay. You say he's 50, you're 31, he doesn't want to pay. Then go find a 60-year-old. Sprinkle, sprinkle, he'll pay. All right. Or go find a less attractive 50-year-old. He'll pay. Dimples says, if a man wants you to be fully submissive and is a provider, should you give it a try? How much he providing? The bare minimum or everything? Top of the line or generic? What he providing, baby? Because that's what matters. Because you can get 2 or 3 of them to give you whatever you want and not be submissive to any of them. But if you're going to get one that's going to do everything, you're not going to stay submissive forever. Now think about this. You're not going to stay submissive forever. You're going to stay submissive as long as until you get everything you want. Okay? Until you get everything you want. At some point, if he's giving you everything and you already have everything and it's not a big deal to you anymore, you're going to have to find something new to bargain with. Because if you're not really submissive and he's just asking you to act submissive, it's not real. And so once the novelty of being provided for wears off, he's going to have to make a new deal and give you something else, whatever that may be. Okay. Okay. You said caviar or chalupas? Both. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Girl, I'll go to fine dining and I'll go to Taco Bell. It doesn't even matter. It's not good, but it's, it tastes good. I know. I can do both. But if anyone asks, I would never eat at Taco Bell. But if anyone knows me, y'all know I like Taco Bell. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I don't eat the meat because I'm plant-based. So whatever meat they use, and I don't know because I don't eat the meat from Taco Bell. I don't eat the meat from any fast food restaurant. Okay. So whatever they putting in there, I don't know because I don't like eating it. They have a vegetarian menu. Yes, they do. Am I a Selena fan? Which Selena? Hold on, let me pull my wig down. Como La Flor Selena or Selena Gomez? But I like both. All right. Como La Flor. I'm in Texas. Of course, I like Selena. Duh. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I'm eating Bucky snacks. Bucky beaver nuggets. Dang. Thank you. You saw a video of Rihanna putting on beluga caviar on chicken nuggets. Oh my goodness. Okay. How to stop feeling guilty for ghosting men, but none of them gave you money. Um, in the old days, before there were cell phones, people just got busy. And that's what we called ghosting. Oh, I got busy. In the old days, before there were phones where you could be in contact with someone 24/7, you wouldn't even know you were ghosted for about a week and a half. Because people be getting busy, they're not home when you call. The landlines aren't always free because somebody else on them. They may not click over. In the old days, we didn't care about no ghosting stuff. We was just like, oh, we got busy. On to the next day. We were already dating somebody else by the time they figured out they were ghosted or we got busy. That's how it needs to be again. Y'all are doing too much. Just you got busy, man. Don't feel guilty for getting busy with somebody else. Don't feel guilty for getting busy by dating someone with more money. Don't feel guilty about that. That's fine. You're good. You don't owe anybody an explanation. Thank you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. You used to date a narcissist. You found your video and woke me up, got away from him, and have a full introverted provider now. Wonderful, Miss BB. I'm proud of you, Sprinkle Sprinkle. I'm glad you got that provider. Thank you, ma'am. Someone says men do worse and don't feel guilty. Ma'am, you shouldn't feel guilty at all. You know what that guilt is? You're people pleasing that can't people please. You're literally killing the people pleaser within. It needs to die. So the more you do it, the better. Especially if you don't like them. Kill that people pleasing person that society created so that you could be looking stupid and like a pygmy. All right. Y'all, the moment I decided not to people please in my life, everything changed for the better. The moment I stopped people pleasing, oh my gosh, it's like magic. You should try it. That goes along with guilt. Guilt is a symptom when you can't people please. It's a reaction when you stop people pleasing. Especially if your guilt is associated with people pleasing. Now there's other types of guilt, but if it's associated with how it makes another person feel about the decision that you made, if it was best for you, then that's a people pleasing guilt, and you need to let that go. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Is it okay to keep asking a 50-year-old for money even though he don't give it? Let him know he owes me. If you got to ask a 50-year-old something more than once, it's time to move on, baby. They're too old to be doing that. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. Why did I quit meat? I quit meat a long, long time ago. I stopped eating red meat when I was 19. I only ate poultry and seafood. And then about 5 years ago, I stopped eating all meat. I do partake in like vegan meat, plant-based meats, meat substitutes. They have the same amount or more of protein, iron, and all the stuff that meat has. Lower in fat though. But yes, I'm plant-based, yes. Have been for quite a while. But I still be eating. I don't be starving. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said, how long should a wife be submissive for her husband? When she feels like it's no longer necessary, that's when she should stop. When she got everything she wants, and she got all the power, then she could stop. Okay, there you go. After you had a couple, like 1 or 2 kids, you got everything you want, your bank account is stacked up, you can do what you want. All right. You said, what standards should a woman have? Only date providers. If they can't pay, they can't stay. Beneficial relationships only. You know what I'm saying? He's not there to improve your life. He don't need to be there. No 50-50. Okay. You say you're scared to put your baby daddy on child support because he won't see the child if I do. Ma'am, you're telling me that you're afraid a man that had a child with you don't want to see your own child. Why are you afraid of him being himself? Do you think it's more beneficial for the child to see him or for you to be able to provide for her with the money that he can give her or him? Which one is more beneficial? You said force him to see her? Okay. That's literally up to him to be the bad father. You're within your rights to collect child support. Okay. I would tell my kid the truth. Look, your daddy said he don't want to see you no more because I put him on child support. You'll just see some pictures. I don't know. Thank you, Anna. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you for being a new member. Why are y'all afraid to tell these people who their dads are? Tell your kid who their daddy is. Dusty. Someone says, get the child support early. Aunt Ethel says, get the child support early or it'll become a bigger issue. Exactly. Get it now. Who cares? That's his problem, not yours. Okay. It's not childhood trauma. They're already separating. You know, the dad chose that trauma upon his own child. That's why you just need to get the money to compensate for it, because he's going to cause trauma anyway. Dustiness causes trauma. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said they're going to find out later. Yeah. I would tell him straight up, look, your dusty daddy don't want to pay child support. And so he's trying to punish us by not seeing you. He's dusty, immature, and stupid, and acts younger than you. All right. But we're going to get his money, though. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I mean, it's just the truth. Do you say money when he asks, what will it take? What will it take? No, you say, it takes me feeling financially safe and secure, so I don't have to worry about money. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what you say. Okay. All right. Aunt Ethel has some information for you. She says her friend waited for 3 years for child support and thought she would get it back from the courts, but they made her settle for less and he won in the end. Okay, yeah, you better file that child support quicker. Thank you, Aunt Ethel. You know what? I do not understand why women who have children by men do not file child support automatically. That is not your husband. You are entitled to child support if that man didn't put no ring on your finger. Go get it. I don't even care if you still like him and he like you. He still need to be on child support. Because he didn't put a ring on it. If he put a ring on it, maybe you'll take him off. If that's what you want. But I wouldn't want it. Think about this. Let me give y'all some hints and clues. If you put him on child support, because think about this, you're a single mother, right? Everywhere you go, people are looking at you like you're the single mother. You're a single mother, you're a single mother, you're a single. People are looking at you. The shame that they're putting upon you for having a baby with a man that's not your husband or who's dusty. You're getting shamed every day. But think about this. When that dusty goes to apply for a job, every time he has to fill out the paperwork to pay for child support. Now, his shame comes in as well as being a father that did not marry the mother or was forced to support them legally. So you need to put that right back on him. So every time he fills out a job application, if he gets the job, he's going to have to tell his boss, oh, I need to take this much out for child support. Every time he looks at his little paycheck, he's going to see how much it took for him to be the bad father that he is, or he's going to see how much the money was taken out of his check, and he's going to feel the same thing, not as much as you are, but he's going to feel it too. So you need to make sure you file child support. I don't even care what you think. Just go and file it. You'll thank me later. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And remember, it's for 18 years or more. Think of how much money you can put away and save, or how much more the child can have. Okay. If you put it in their savings account or spend it on them. Yeah, people still think this way because it's necessary. Now, I know men aren't going to agree with this because they're going to be the ones getting child support filed on. But then, don't lay down with a woman you don't intend to marry and make your wife, and raise a family with. Okay, don't lay down with women if you can't afford to keep a woman in a family. Get up and go get dressed and go find a second or third stream of income instead. Okay. What time is it? Okay. You told him you was going to Brazil with your friends, then it got canceled and acted sad no one was going anymore. He said, I could always invite him. How can I know he's paying for it? Tell him. So you paying? If he invited himself, he's bold enough to invite himself. You should be bold enough to ask him to pay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. A lot of people are saying that women choose these dusty to have kids with. Okay. How to avoid this? Get on a path that only leads to money. You'll be too busy trying to get a man with money versus a dusty. Okay, you'll be too busy trying to level up and look good so you can attract a man with money instead of getting drunk and rolling around on an air mattress or getting high rolling around an air mattress with a dusty that told you was pretty. Okay, you'll be too focused on the lifestyle that you're trying to get to versus the dusties that's giving you validation that you really don't need. A dusty will sleep with anything. Okay, that's not a flex. It ain't no flex. Okay. It's not a flex to pull a dusty. That's number one. You didn't do anything there. Number two is, it's not a flex to have a baby by a dusty either. Anybody can do that. Okay. So what is a flex is to have a man that's going to provide for you 100%, give you money, allow you to build yourself up, do whatever you want in your life, raise your kids in a good environment, and make sure they have everything they need. Okay, that's what you need to be doing. Anybody can pull a dusty and get pregnant by a dusty. That is zero problems. There's no type of flex to that at all. Okay. So remember that next time a dusty tap you on the shoulder, that anybody can have him and make his babies. It's not a flex. You're not special. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It can't. Sprinkle, sprinkle. He said, okay, you sent him the link. As you said, he hasn't replied yet. What should I be doing now? Nothing. Talking to the other one. You should be talking to the next one. There you go. He said no girl should be dealing with dust in 2025, especially if you've been listening to Shera. I know. If you're dealing with dust in 2025, you just don't like yourself at all. You just said, you know what? I don't care anymore. I give up. That's what you said to yourself. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. You said no one is perfect. We're all experienced a dusty or two. We're all growing and learning. That's true. And that's the best part about it. If you know better, you do better, right? Mm-hmm. What if you are older and the dust is a fun little boy toy? Well, are you rich? Do you have the lifestyle that you already want? Is the dusty just a plaything? I still wouldn't lay down with nothing broke because I don't want no broke energy on me. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. I'm just, and it's nothing against the particular person, because if they went out and just got some money, that'd be fine. But we don't date broke energy. It's a mindset and it's an energy and it's a frequency. I'm not dating nothing broke. You don't date nothing broke, man. You don't roll around with nothing broke. You don't lay down with nothing broke. I'm going to tell you why. Because anybody can lay down with something broke. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's not a flex. And if he's broke and dusty, you never mind. You'll figure it out. Date something at least financially stable. Come on now. Even if it's just a roll around on the mattress, okay? Don't lower your standards. Thank you. You said laying down with brokenness, you couldn't even get turned on. I know. Some people can't get turned on by broke men. It don't go together. Yeah. Like sometimes when people think of a man, they think about the entire man. You know what I mean? Everything that they're connected to, not just what they can do for you physically on a mattress. So some women are more cerebral and they value themselves on a higher level. And I'm not saying you don't, but I'm saying when a woman pictures a man and what she's attracted to in a man, it's a total package, not just one thing. Even if it's just to roll around on the mattress, she can't get turned on unless it's the total package. You know what I mean? The mattress. Okay. So you listened to me, freestyled, and met a provider who gave you funds on the first date. Okay, Miss Madam, sprinkle, sprinkle, ma'am. Wonderful, proud of you. Thank you. So you live in a country where there is no culture of a man coming and asking you for your number. What should I do to attract the attention of a rich man? Even though I'm in their area, no one cares about me. Okay, if you're a very attractive woman, if you're not, work on trying to be the most attractive you can be. Because if a man sees you and he's very attracted to you, he's going to find a way to communicate with you and find a way to communicate with you in the future. He's going to do it. He's not just going to look and pass you by. He's going to be like, that's the one. I got to have it. You know what I'm saying? So work on your physical attraction, work on your allure, your seduction and subtraction. Attraction. And he'll find a way. Okay. They'll find a way. Maybe if you go to like places where you're supposed to be social more often, maybe that's what will happen. But I don't know, because I don't know the culture of your country. Okay. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What? Okay. She said, study buddy says, what if you live in a small country where there is no rich side? Everybody is more or less the same level, and average salary is like 20K a year. Move. Sprinkle, sprinkle. 90-day fiance or move. Girl. No wonder people want to get out of their country. I would be gone so fast. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay. Yep, be gone, man. Make you want to move to the US so bad there is nothing here. Yeah. Or you better find you a 90-day fiance. You better find you a sponsor. Okay. Somebody said dating broke men is child abuse. It's everybody abuse. What? I don't understand why people even want to date a broke man. What's the point? It's not like okay, here's my thing. They're not even masculine. Why would you want to date a broke man? All right, sprinkle, sprinkle. They think he's cute and get respect from other dusties. What? What if two narcissists date? Then they'll just be two normal people dating because they won't be narcissistic towards each other because they can't. It's impossible. It's like it cancels each other out. All right. Unless one is more narcissistic than the other one. Then the more narcissistic person then makes the other one a victim. So it just depends. If they're the same amount of narcissists, if they have the same amount of narcissistic tendencies, then they'll just cancel each other out. If one is more narcissistic than the other one, that's the one that's going to dominate in the relationship. Hat. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Butterfly. You said you had. People don't do that on the rich side of town, baby. If you got car issues, you're supposed to call a tow truck. They don't get their hands dirty in the rich side of town, baby. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's only on the broke side of town. Y'all should know that. Thank you, butterfly in the sky. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Nobody helps you on the rich side of town when you have car troubles. That's for your dealership. That's for your tow truck driver to deal with. They have money to solve those types of problems. They don't get their hands dirty, baby. I'm sorry that happened to you, but no one's going to help you. Okay? If you're over there, they expect you to have money to help yourself in those types of situations. They will not get their hands dirty. Yeah. They probably don't even know how to change a tire. Okay. Because think about this. Now, you'll have to listen to me very carefully. The rich side of town is not like the poor side of town, okay? When you're on the rich side of town, you're supposed to have AAA. You're supposed to have the number to your dealership, all of those things. If you're rich, people don't just allow strange people to come up and assist them. They could get robbed, okay? It could be a setup. They don't trust people like that. They got too much to lose. So they're not going to help you with your car. That's your problem. You know what I mean? There's too many people setting up other people that got money for them to fall for the okie doke. So if a rich person sees somebody straight on the side of the road with a flat tire, they're just going to pass them by because that could be a setup to get robbed. Y'all got to think different on different sides of town. It's not the same. So now, if you have a very nice car, now listen carefully. You have a very nice car, that looks like it belongs on the rich side of town and you just happen to have a flat tire, if you stand outside of the car and look like help is on the way, that's when people will stop to ask you whatever. You know what I mean? They're not going to do it for just any type of car or anybody. If you already look like you got help coming on the way and you are pretty and they want to flirt with you, they're not really going to try to change your tire. They're just stopping to flirt with you to make it look like they're seeing if you need assistance. When it looks like you done already called for help, you're waiting on them and your car is nice. Then they don't feel like you're going to rob them and they don't have to get their hands dirty. So it's a different story. Thank you, KS. Case? Goddess, thank you, girl. When you're out with Splendor, do you make the decisions? Like when you're out with Splendor Daddy? Yeah, you make the decisions on how he gonna spend his Splendor money on you. Because he don't know what he's doing yet. He's probably learning from you. Okay. Just make sure you get stuff you want. Poised and Rosie. Thank you, Shira, for your powerful words. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said you were in the rich side of town. They have Valvolines on every corner. They do. Like, there's no reason for you to break down and not have help or be able to call for help. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Oh, we got a Bible quote. SSH says, true. The Bible says more will be given to those who already have things, and things will be taken by those who don't have much. No one helps the poor, but everyone helps the rich and pretty. I think that's kind of true. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. I think that's true, but Sure, you're obsessed with a narcissist. How to let it go? Learn from them, darling. If you're obsessed with them, study them and learn their techniques, and you become the bigger narcissist, and then make them obsessed over you. That's the only thing you could do, or you can just give up and go away. But if you are bound to this obsession of yours, then you have to become a bigger narcissist than they are. Sprinkle, sprinkle. There you go. Someone said cut off all contact and heal, or become a bigger narcissist and get what you want. All right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Okay, they've helped me loads and confirmed my thoughts. Yes. Thank you, girl. Sprinkle, sprinkle. What? Do you think being submissive in the bedroom will get you everything and more? I think being submissive in the bedroom, if they're like, the man should be submissive to the woman in the bedroom if you want to get everything and more, not the other way around. Sprinkle, sprinkle. It's called being a dominatrix. All right. They'll give you whatever you want if you tell them what to do. Okay. Your 30-year-old found out about your 40-year-old, told your 30-year-old you will leave and never return back, told him to get me a house. Okay, well, hopefully you get something out of that. I don't know who told who what, but hopefully you get something out of it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Hopefully you get your house. So you only submissive when you want something at that moment. Exactly. Yeah, doing all that stuff in the bedroom ain't gonna get you nowhere, but them expecting it every time. Girl, you're supposed to dominate them or only do something when you want something. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Somebody need to tell them. If you do stuff with, like, if you get married or you have a man and you do stuff with him every time he want to do stuff, or every day or every time he wants it, you're going to lose. You got to learn how to say no and make them earn it. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Just because they're married to you don't mean that that's what they get. They still got to earn it. Mm-hmm. Can you explain us narcissists on a spiritual level or manner? Someone that knows more than the other person and is going to use it to their advantage. And then blame the dumb victim for not knowing any better. That's in just any term. It's just somebody that's going to spiritually prey on you because you don't know any better. It's fine though, because you're learning how to do it yourself. Okay. And unless you're not learning, you should be learning. Okay. Mm-hmm. You said how to become a dominatrix. Get the outfit first. That'll take out a whole bunch of guesswork. Get you the outfit first. Put that on. There you go. You're a dominatrix. And then start telling them what to do. All right. If y'all go back to the archives of this channel, I might have a video where I'm dressed as a dominatrix somewhere. I don't even know where it's at. But dress up like one, baby. That's like 3/4 of the whole thing. Just dress up like one. You'll be fine. And just start telling them what to do. They're not gonna argue if they into it. Okay. Don't be thinking too much about it. Just dress up and start telling men what to do. They'll follow suit. Sprinkle, sprinkle. The Dusties are scrambling to find out what video it is. I know. I'm gonna get a bunch of views now. I'll be looking through every video, watch it from beginning to end. Thank y'all. Sprinkle, sprinkle. All right. Y'all are silly. Shira, how to avoid looking like a lady of the night when I don't wear anything inappropriate, but I feel like people are judging me when I'm freestyling. Okay. Well, there could be men of the night out there too. If the men are out by themselves, they could be gentlemen of the evening as well. I mean, why is it if a lady goes out by herself, she's a lady of the night? Why can't she just be an introverted person that wants to have a drink at the bar and not be bothered with a bunch of people? Okay. Don't think that way. Just go out by yourself, do what you want, and go back to your house. You shouldn't feel that way by leaving your house. Now, if you're sitting in a hotel bar or a hotel lobby, perhaps. But if you're just out and about like everyone at a happy hour, or doing rich activities and not freestyling at a bar, you are not going to feel like that. But if you only go out at night and you sit in a bar by yourself in a dark corner, maybe you will look a little bit suspicious. If you're sitting in hotel lobbies, maybe you will look a little bit like that. But if you're not, you're nice, you're friendly to the people around you, you're nice to the staff and the bartender, you're just having a glass of wine and winding down after a long day, there's nothing wrong with that. Y'all continuously think that being alone and by yourself is such a bad thing. Well, that makes it easier for men to approach you and not fear rejection in order for them to start to get to know you so they can spend some money on you. Okay. What are you supposed to do? Surround yourself with a bunch of people that they're intimidated by and won't approach you at all? Okay. I was literally sitting by myself when the man that I actually ended up marrying walked up to me. Okay. So, how are you going to meet people if you're surrounded by people constantly anyway? Mm-hmm. You said there is this man that keeps looking at me in my eyes when he sees me, but with a lot of anger. What does this mean? It means he wish he was a woman. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Thank you, SSH. Thank you, ma'am. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-hmm. You said, do you think there are men that like dark-skinned women? Yes, white men. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Most white men, if they're going to deal with anybody like outside of their race and they're black, they're going to go for a darker woman. They're not going to go for the light-skinned, white looking, almost white chicks, because they can get that in their own race. Mm-hmm. Sprinkle, sprinkle. That's what I've seen over and over and over and over and over. Every time I see an interracial couple, it's always a white guy with a darker woman. So, especially where I live. Thank you, Kim. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Appreciate that. You say you get that look from weirdo. The staring angry at you. Girl, they might have issues. We don't know. You said, how do you get a provider if you mix a lot of white men look but keep walking? Okay, you got to find somebody that's looking for you. Okay. Look, y'all already know what kind of men are attracted to y'all. Just go over there and find the ones with the money. Y'all don't need nobody to explain this to you. Y'all already know what type of men are attracted to you. Just find the ones with the money. Okay? There's no need to break it down. Y'all already know. Just go find the ones with the money and get their money. The goal is not the man, it's their money. So whatever man likes you 10 times more, go get his money. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Who cares? If they like you 10 times more, you can get their money easier. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm-mm-mm. How to find the correct target? They like you 10 times more. They're older. Most likely they're older and like you 10 times more. That's the correct target because their money is what you're after, not them. They come with their money. Okay? You tolerate them because of their money. If you start to like them and y'all have a lot in common, then, added bonus. Wonderful. Okay? Sprinkle, sprinkle. Mm. You know what? Okay, so like what his money can do for you. That's right, Universal Goddess, for real. All right. It don't matter. Just go where you're wanted. Go where people will give you money. Go where people like you 10 times more. That's all I'm going to tell anybody. I don't care what you look like, what you think you look like, what you feel like, whatever. You know who likes you more. You know who going to give you that money. Go over there. Common sense. Okay. Mm-hmm. Just stop forcing things. Exactly. Go where the money resides. Go where people gonna give you the money. Go where they like you 10 times more. Go where they gonna do whatever you ask them to do. Mm-hmm. Anyway, why are you? Well, yeah, nobody's picking out anybody. I'm just answering people's dumb questions. Okay. Oh, KC Collections. You're married. How can I get a side man to give you money? Same thing. They got to like you 10 times more and be able to risk it all. Most men don't care if you're married because that means you're not rushing into a commitment or a marriage yourself. And they know they can date other women. So a lot of men will date a married woman because she's not going to try to rush him into no relationship, rush him into no commitment, rush him into no marriage. She ain't going to try to have no kids by him. All she wanted is his money and his time. So find one with some money and some free time. That's all you can do. Sprinkle, sprinkle. You said because no strings. Exactly. You go home to your husband, he go home to whoever, or go out and do whatever he want to do. But as long as you're benefiting from whatever that relationship is, it's beneficial. So I say it's kind of funny because I think it's actually easier for men to actually date married women because there's less pressure and stress. Mm-hmm. You said don't let your husband find out. Mm-hmm. If you're dating dust past 25, you're mentally ill. Yes, Davina. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Well, a lot of men and women, if your husband is out there doing what he do, he's not gonna notice what you do. But if you have a good, faithful husband that's being a good man and totally providing for you and all that stuff, you don't really need a side piece. You know, a lot of women get a side piece because their husband ain't doing what they're supposed to be doing. Okay. What if you're married but worried about being seen with the SD? Okay, you got to go on a totally different side of town, date a totally different type of person where you will never run into anybody you know, he know, they know. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Kira, you might have to date outside your race with somebody that don't even speak English on the other side of town, where the letters are symbols. Okay, sprinkle, sprinkle. Y'all gonna just be looking at each other, chewing food and holding hands, and using Google Translate. Okay. Okay, someone says date foreign men with money who don't know English that well. Okay, learn to say money in their native tongue. Okay. The more we give out in bed, the less they appreciate no matter what they fantasize. We should always keep them thirsty. Okay, Miss Anna Marie. Anne Marie, that's right. Sprinkle, sprinkle. Wear wigs and different outfits. Yes, if you're going to be out there, out and about. Yep, yep, yep. Can you explain the difference between saying get emotionally involved, but then you say boost their ego? Okay, that you're lying. On one of them, you're just lying. You don't know the difference between lying and being emotionally involved. So if you're going to boost their ego, you're just boosting their serotonin. So when they're around you, they feel good about you, and they want to be in your presence more, which means they have to spend more money on you in order for you to be there in their presence. You don't care because you're just lying. You say it to everybody, just like men love bomb every woman that they're trying to get into the bed. There's a difference. You're just lying and activating their serotonin. Just like when a man tells you he's going to do something and don't do it, he's lying and getting you to continue to interact with him for free. It's literally the same thing, except your hope is up. And then you telling all your friends, girl, he finna give me some money, girl. 3 days pass by, you don't hear from him. A week pass by, you ain't got no money. It's the same thing. Except you're boosting his self-esteem, his serotonin in his brain. And he's equating positivity and happiness with you. And that's how you're going to get his money later. Okay. You're not emotionally attaching. You're using scientific information to get what you want later on. There's a difference. Nobody's emotionally attached to none of them. Who cares? If they emotionally attached to you, great, wonderful. It's going to work in your advantage. You're not emotionally attached to them. So who cares? Mm-hmm. How do you deal with super judgmental, superficial judgment, rich women in the rich society? Become the same. Sprinkle, sprinkle. They're teaching you how to be like them. So learn. Oh, her Botox is not giving today. That's because she went to that $10 Botox place down the street. Oh dear. I saw them on the news last week. And her child is not even in private school. Can you believe it? Where did she get those shoes from? I did not see those at Neiman's. She must have got them at a discount warehouse. I mean, like, what are they saying? Who cares? If that's what they want to do, then that's what they want to do. You can do the same thing. Fortunately, I literally don't have to deal with bougie ladies like that or judgmental ladies because I'm an introvert and I kind of stay to myself. And even if I do, I don't really take anything personally at all. I'm too into myself and too much of a main character in my own life to be worried about what other people are talking about, honestly. Okay. Y'all, that's going to be the answer to a lot of y'all's issues is to be the main character of your own life and everybody else is a side character or an extra. And why do you care what an extra thinks if you're the main star? You know what I mean? Okay. Have the perspective of a main character and you won't be bothered by a lot of things. It's so easy to be unbothered if you treat yourself like a main character. If you don't think you're the main character of your life, you're going to be bothered by everything. He said, haters gonna hate. You're right. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'm getting ready to go in a few minutes. So thank y'all so much for being here. Y'all are so sweet. Appreciate y'all. Sprinkle, sprinkle. We're getting ready to wrap this up. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, always learn from a narcissist. Take notes and become a better one, or get away from them. If you can't do it, leave. Because a narcissist needs an enabler, which is a doormat or a victim. And if you stay, you're just enabling them to be a narcissist, and it's your fault just as much as it's allowing them to continue to be enabled by your presence. Okay. So y'all gotta be smarter than that. Do better. Be the main character of your life. Get this money. Don't take so much stuff personally. Don't become emotionally attached to anybody unless it's lucrative to you and they like you 10 times more. You'll save a lot of energy. Treat your emotions like money and don't spend it on people that don't deserve it, who haven't been spending more on you. Okay? Get your money, ladies. Get their money, save yours. Spend theirs, save yours. If y'all want to join my Patreon, it's linked in the description bar. And at the very top of this live feed, let's see if I can post it again. There we go. Join tier 2 and up, and you can write me personally, but only a few sentences because I don't have time to read a giant paragraph. And I answer you every 1 to 2 days. If you sign up for the mail out tier, I'll be writing you a letter or a card that you're going to get as long as you're signed up every month. Okay. You could join from anywhere. Sprinkle, sprinkle. I got stamps. I got international stamps. I can stamp it. Yeah, you can join from anywhere. The Patreon is open to anyone. I appreciate y'all. Okay. I'll link it again here, and it's also in the description bar. Here it is. There you go. I also have PDF books on my Patreon as well. So there's, it may take like a day or two to get approved, but once I click and you're able to access those books, there's books on there too for your reading pleasures. There's posts, books, and then your ability to message me personally on there. And I'll answer you back in like 1 or 2 days when I answer all the Patreons. Okay. I'll see y'all soon. Thank y'all everybody who donated. I appreciate you. Sprinkle, sprinkle. And if y'all are new, subscribe and hit the like button and the notification so y'all can be back. All right. Bye. Turning off my lights. Bye, y'all.